welcome back to Warda. We are so happy to see you all here in the chat tonight. We're really happy to be back here after several weeks of flashbacks and 1 week of an accidental cancellation due to being trapped in New York. Thanks, Delta. But we're all back, and here we all are. Welcome back, guys.
Yeah!
Yay! Are you guys excited to find out what the heck is going on?
Yes. Putting it mildly.
Awesome. Well, we're very excited to be back, and we are very happy to have everybody here in the chat tonight. Super thanks to all of our Patreon patrons out there who have joined this month and who are keeping us going by donating to that Patreon. In the chat tonight, we have Jordan Shively, who will be our sort of Warda deputy. He will be shouting out links to the Patreon, links to the website so that you can click around and explore on your own, links to the podcast, which launched last week.
Yes.
The podcast for Warda is going to be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, which sounds like a lot, but I promise it'll work out. Basically, what we're doing is we're splitting up previous live stream episodes into 3 pieces. And then we'll use that to sort of catch us up on the podcast front. So if you know people who would love this but don't have the time to tune in or watch a 3-hour video after the fact, you can direct them towards the podcast because it's a perfect opportunity for them to get in on Warda from the beginning. So check that out. Also, the other thing we'll be promoting tonight is the Dungeon Dome Kickstarter for our parent company, One Shot. If you don't know anything about it, I don't know where you've been, but if you don't know anything about it, the Dungeon Dome is James D'Amato, the head of One Shot's pet project. It's a huge extravaganza melding the fantasy of Dungeons and Dragons with the competition and heightened emotion, I would say, of professional wrestling. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. Drew and I are both involved. As well as some of our fellow one-shot fans. So if you are excited about something like that, it's very interactive, just like our chat here in Warda. Super interactive. There's lots of ways you can sway the match to and from, and there's a lot of different teams you can root for. Check out that Kickstarter, which Jordan just put in the chat here. And if you can, donate to help them along. If they make their goal by the 1st, which is next week, I believe James is going to be dyeing his hair a color to be determined by the fans.
That is good.
So he's actually throwing down a lot of shade about it because he's like, my hair's never been browner. It'll always be brown. So like he's challenging everybody to get in on that Kickstarter and see what happens. I'm hoping that it happens because I really want him to have lavender hair when we go to Gen Con next month.
I was going to say, what color do you want it?
I'm rooting for lavender.
Lavender.
But green is an option. Pink was an option.
I thought pink.
Yeah,
personally.
lots of options. There's so many
Aquamarine.
options. Aquamarine. Very nice. I would be okay with that, I'm going to
Cool
say.
color.
So check that out. Help us get that Kickstarter off the ground if you can. And if not, share it on Twitter and on Facebook and get the word out for them.
The Warda
The
out.
Warda out. Yeah, that was a little bit of a...
That's a stretch.
Yeah. So, welcome back, guys.
Good to be
Frank
back.
is freaking out right now. I shouldn't have even said anything at the beginning because Frank is losing it right now. Frank, are you breathing? Are you okay?
It's coming and going. It's
Okay,
fine.
all right.
We're gonna be good.
The plan originally was to have tonight be another flashback, another very special episode of Warda, but plans changed. We're going back in. Back into the main story. So before we get to a very brief recap of what happened in the very last game, since we've spent some time doing flashbacks, we're going to start off with our favorite portion of the show. Well, not our favorite portion, but some people's favorite portion of the show, getting to know you. Everybody sing along. Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you. That's for you, Death Star Dances. So for tonight's Getting to Know You, let's have a little bit of, okay, I'm going to make this real easy on you guys.
Oh, okay.
You all get the same question. Embrilar,
Yeah.
what is the one thing you cannot lose?
one. That is make it easy. Ooh, okay. One thing I cannot lose. I would say at this moment, at this good life going on in the game right now, it'd probably be Fennel.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'd probably if before she got kidnapped, Embrilar probably had something different, like his ambition or his. He can't lose his something regarding his father's respect, because if he didn't have them, he didn't have his father, then he'd just be lonely and miserable with the family. But yeah, probably definitely Fennel at this moment.
Yeah. How long have you and Fennel worked together?
10 years.
10 years. Which
Yeah.
is nothing to a Fae.
Yeah.
But it's a decent amount of time. It's a chunk of time.
Yeah, it's because about 10 years, and then things there was because 10 years is nothing to a Fae. So about after the first we took a year or two to settle in and getting to know her, getting to know all about her, and then we got along really well, and then I would say probably didn't really start hitting our stride and get to be the people that we are today, and how we work together after about 5 years, and then the first instance of tension was probably about 2 years ago.
Sexual tension.
Yes.
I needed to clarify.
That was
Yes.
good. You should have clarified.
Yes, sexual tension was about a 2
I
year
felt
or
like
two
you were
ago.
going to be
Yes.
what kind of tension? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fennel.
Fennel, yeah.
Fennel Owin. Currently missing a thumb
Currently missing a
yeah.
thumb.
and currently missing.
Currently missing. So her thumb is now doubly missing.
Extra missing. Tippin, what's the one thing you cannot lose?
Oh!
Yay.
You would be so sad.
Oh, it would be so
Oh.
sad.
that is
the
the
one thing that would totally break Tippin.
Losing Owen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, that's not just your family, that's your home, too. Yeah.
It's true.
That's awful. It's a terrible prospect.
I would say that mine is losing you, but I think I know that.
You know
I
that
mean, I
it's
know
going
that
to
that's
happen.
an
Yeah.
inevitability.
Yeah.
So it's not in my mind. I just don't think about it.
Yeah,
I
you
just
really
don't
try
think
not
about
to
it.
think about
Yeah.
it.
According to last episode, yeah.
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 Not last episode.
When you got
or-
injured.
when I got injured
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. That was
So,
so
Owen, what
sad.
is the one thing you cannot lose?
I have a Vox box of my human mother singing. And that was the only thing my father gave me when I turned of age, you know, yeah. And he gave me that and he was like, here you go.
Is she dead?
Yes.
She's
she
gone.
died. Yeah. I never met her or anything, but it was being half Gene and having
Sure.
one little thing that tied me to that past is really cool. And I think it just keeps me a little grounded. I tend to live a little bit up here and
You
not
do.
thinking about consequences and things like that. So that just grounds me a little bit.
Is that in your safe at the shop?
Yeah, that was actually, I was going to say that too. My safe, my necklace safe would be, maybe that's it, because everything that's super important to me is in there, but yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good things to bear in mind moving forward. Okay, so that's our getting to know you segment. Last time on the main story for Warda Curiosities, what happened? Can each of you give me one thing that happened in that game? Just off of your memory.
The Vox.
The Vox
box
box.
The Vox
recording.
box, right?
The Vox box recording, yeah.
So you guys found the Vox box where?
It was
Under
the
the
Yashara
apartment,
Wissa's house.
It was at Yashara's apartment.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was Yashara's apartment.
Well, her mom's apartment. Is
It was
Yes.
at Rennie's apartment?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
it was at Rennie's apartment, right?
Was it
Right.
Rennie's apartment under a plant?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, a planter
We
that
had
would.
to create a whole Vox box player.
Yeah.
A specific one.
With your
You had to
brother.
call
My brother, yeah.
Casper. Yep,
That's-
Casper.
Jasper built it, and then
Well into the night,
yeah,
he
For
was
you.
building. Yeah, I mean, it needed to be done, so
did.
somebody had to do it. And then that was when Tippin got hurt, right?
Yeah,
was before that, yeah.
we got in a
God.
fight with.
Yeah,
no,
Tippin got super injured.
Yeah.
super injured and got healed by the nicest brownie.
Oh yeah, the brownie.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
so
yeah. Just-
nice. Oh my gosh, he was like
mousy
a
man.
grandpa.
Shaped the cookie.
Best
Yes.
browner,
Oh,
brownie ever.
Sandir also took.
Sandir.
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 Sandir Tsunade! He took Chet back home, along with Castor.
Oh,
Yep.
Like they all left, and then we listened to the thing, and we were in Curiosities shop listening to that, and then
And then it was
the
done.
metaphorical bomb dropped.
It was also being
was.
covered in posters saying
Oh,
that it's a
jeez.
terrible place.
Yeah, because
They'll
Alfred
cage
Brillam
you.
still has it out for you. Awesome. So the big bomb, like you said, was the Vox box.
Yeah.
And in the Vox box, we learned that Renyi Wis, Yashara's mother, was having a conversation with someone, a male person, in which she was trying to get him to like stay or like give her something or like recognize the fact that he was Yashara's father. And in the recording, we did not get a name and we did not get a race, and we don't have any idea who this person is. But we do know that he doesn't really care. Like, he's aware that he's Yashara's father, but he doesn't really care. And at the end of the recording, he left, leaving Renyi heartbroken and crushed. Yes, Frank?
Sorry, I just remember a lot of my assumptions because of your reminding. I remember a lot of my assumptions about this mysterious character.
Yeah,
and
I think
the
you
thing.
all
Yeah.
had some ideas
But
about...
nothing confirmed.
Nothing was confirmed. Yeah,
Okay.
you had a bunch of ideas about what was going on, but there's really no way for you to confirm any of that
Yeah.
at this moment, which is very frustrating for you, I'm sure. So, that being said, do you have any questions about what happened last time?
I
or-
have some notes that say something about she needs to marry. Was that in the
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
Vox Box
okay, cool,
message,
cool.
he did say, she said that she was never going to marry again and she was never going to love again.
Oh,
And he was
okay,
like, I think
okay.
you should because I would
Okay.
hate to be alone, you know, in my dying years or whatever.
Yeah, or, like she should be not alone in her dying years.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Not,
okay.
not his dying years.
Well, his dying years, I'm assuming, are far after her dying
what I-
years because I
Yeah,
have
exactly.
assumptions.
Yep.
Oh, we do.
Such assumptions.
But
Okay, I think I'm right.
Okay. Any other questions before we jump back in?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so nervous and so excited. Okay, so why don't we get started here with our cold open? So imagine that you are high above the city of Amengrad. When we last left you guys, you were just finished listening to the Vox Box at the crack of dawn. It was like real early in the morning, wasn't it? Like dawn had just broken. So dawn has broken over Amengrad, and the sky is rosy and gold and pink, and the clouds have shadows of blue and indigo on them, and it's a beautiful dawn, a beautiful morning over the city of Amengrad. Everything is quiet, everything is comfortable. You know, it's a normal day. We descend from on high over the city of Amengrad into the 5th Ward to a section called Gloward Heights. It's a nice upper-class area. House Serene has their main mansion is in Gloward Heights. It's a very well-to-do area. We descend even further into Gloward Heights to a very comfortable, very expensive house, kind of set up on a hill, set apart from the other houses in this area, with lots of lawn and lots of garden and lots of room to spare. And we zoom in to find that the door of this mansion has opened, and Sandir Chandali is standing in the foyer. This is the house of the Stockington family. And he stands in the foyer respectfully with his hands folded, and Chet comes out of the parlor where he and his mother have just spent, you know, an hour or two discussing everything that's happened. And by discussing, I mean she's sobbed a lot and clutched his hands and held him to her breast and sobbed some more while Sandir stands respectfully aside. The Chet comes out of the parlor looking a little dazed and very tired. He's been through a lot, Chet has. And his mother had all these questions for him that he just didn't know the answers to. And it's exhausting trying to think about things that you don't know the answers to. So he comes out, kind of runs his hand over his head and looks at Sandir, exhausted, and Sandir kind of bows his head and says, I think you've earned a rest, my friend. And Chet says, yeah, I guess so. Is she going to be all right? And Sandir says, oh, I think she'll be all right. You know, you're home now. That's really what matters. And Chet kind of nods, and Sandir says, do you need anything? And Chet says, no, I think I'll just go have a lie down. And Chet says, I think that's a good idea. I'll be here in case you need anything. And he turns to go out the front door and stand watch, and Chet stops him and says, just one thing. Where's my bedroom? And Sandir says, oh, I believe it's upstairs. It's probably to the right. And Chet goes, oh, thanks very much. He kind of rubs his head again, and he heads upstairs. And Sandir walks out the front door, shuts it respectfully behind him, and stands watch on the front porch. And Chet heads upstairs into his bedroom. He finds it eventually. And he shuts the door behind him, and he takes off his jacket, and he kicks off his shoes, and he heads towards the bed, this big, ornate, canopied, like, ridiculous bed that you would not expect to be in Chet Stockington's bedroom. And he goes, and he pulls aside the curtain, and there's someone in the bed. And Chet jumps back, startled. Who are you? Who are you? And the person in the bed looks at him from the shadow with glowing blue eyes. And he sighs, and he shakes his head. And he stands up very slowly, and Chet recoils step by step across the room. And this man is an Afridi, and he has cold gray skin and blue eyes. And he has a scar across his throat here. And he stands up, and he's wearing nondescript but very well-tailored clothing. Mm-hmm. It's nice, but it's meant to be forgotten, kind of thing. And Chet says, who are you? What are you doing in my bedroom? Is this my bedroom? And the Afridi kind of cracks his neck back and forth and just shakes his head at him. And he goes, oh, Chet. This was supposed to be very easy indeed. And Chet, realizing that something is not right, because it takes him a minute to get there now, gives a strangled cry and runs for the door. But before he can even move, the Afridi is on him and throws him to the ground. And before Chet can even get his senses to catch up with him, he's bound by ropes of some kind. And the Afridi hauls him up by the shoulders and throws him into a chair, which he then drags to the middle of the room. And he pulls on some gloves, and he's shaking his head, and Chet is shaking and whimpering frantically. And the Afridi says, I'll have you know, I was given explicit instructions to have a light touch in all of this. Weeks of planning now ruined because of your incompetence. But you forced my hand. I guess it really is true what they say. If you want something done right, you do it yourself. And he hauls off and slugs Chet across the cheek. And we fade to black and roll credits.
dead, though.
Sad
As far as
dear.
we know.
Well, true.
So, back into the game. So, the other thing that happened that we didn't talk about in the recap, the brief recap, is at the last second in the last game, Esmeralda Page came to your door, beaten and bruised,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
begging for asylum.
That's right.
And you
yeah.
agreed. You agreed to
did.
give
We
her
did,
asylum
We did, yeah.
in exchange for information about her employer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we're picking up exactly at that point.
Okay.
So Ezzy is disoriented, she's exhausted, she's still out of breath, she's bruised, she's bleeding, she's totally messed up. She's shaking all over. And you guys have sat her down on a couch in kind of the parlor area of the shop. Yeah, so you've got Ezzy there. It's the three of you and Ezzy, and she's shaking and trying to like catch her breath.
All right, out with it. I said I will grant you asylum. Tell me who your employer is.
I don't know who he is. I don't know his name, all right? I don't know his name. None of us do.
Let's actually just skip ahead to what do you know? Tell us the relevant things.
Fine. I'll tell you where we were. I'll tell you that he hired the Pell-Mells to do his dirty work for him, and he gave us, he offered 100 white steel almonds. 100 white steel almonds
For what?
for the work we were doing.
Oh.
Okay, where was this at?
There's a warehouse, and it's here. And she kind of like, she grabs like a piece of paper and one of the pencils that Casper was using before, and she like scribbles like a really vague map. Basically, it's this warehouse that's over on the far side of the third ward. And it's, she circles it a bunch of times. She's like, it's an old warehouse. It used to be a factory, some kind of weaving, some kind of mill. Lots of machines, lots of noise. Even though no one uses it no more, the noise covers up, everything. But he's not going to be there.
Okay, where would he be?
Well, look, you've been on this case as long as I've been working on it.
Okay.
Everyone's dead, right?
Well,
Seems to be that way.
yeah. Unless there's other people that we don't know about. Are there any other targets that he would be going after?
When we came after you, who did we want?
Chet.
Sandir.
Sandir will be fine. He's Sandir
I'm just
Jundali.
saying that's maybe we should go over there. You should go over there.
All right, yeah, we'll head
Call
over
some
there.
backup or whatever you do. You
Yeah.
know, do your thing. Do
I-
your cop thing.
Yeah, I will, but I need to get as more information out of you before I head over there. What did he look like? Who am I dealing with?
I guarantee you he'll be there. He's after Chet. He needs him dead.
Okay, how powerful is he? Who is he? What race is he?
She like kind of takes a second and like composes herself. He's an Afriti.
Full gene, half gene?
Full, as far as I can tell.
How old?
I don't know. He's an adult, if that's what you want.
Okay.
He's got a neck scar right here.
Okay, next scar. In your limited engagement with him, how talented is he? Does he prefer martial hand combat, magic combat?
Oh no, you're missing the point, man. He hired us so that he wouldn't have to do any combat.
Okay.
Why doesn't he want to do combat?
All he said was he hired us so that we could get our hands dirty instead.
What's he
Okay.
trying to hide? What does he have to hide?
I mean, I don't know what he's hiding. I don't even know his name.
Did he never mention anything about who employed him?
No, not a word.
Can I
Okay.
have your necklace?
All I know is he's got enough money
Yeah.
to do whatever he wants.
Okay.
Tippin zips upstairs to the safe.
Okay.
Um,
What do
He
you-
asked for my necklace and I gave it to him.
Okay.
My safe necklace.
What are you gonna do up
Tippin
there,
is
Tippin?
going to grab some sort of cloth and get a couple pieces of the fruit
Oh boy.
and
I
just
don't know why
put
I
it in a
trusted
bag
you with
with
this. Now
him
that I'm thinking about it.
to
Okay.
have, just in case.
Okay, and we determined that cloth is
Yeah.
kind of the stopping
Yeah.
point. It
Yeah.
just turns like live matter. to
live
stone.
Yeah.
matter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll say you do that.
So he gets a couple pieces.
And you come
just,
back?
carefully and puts it in a pack with him, ready to use.
Ready to roll?
You give it
Cool.
back to me, and I look at you like, what?
Don't ask questions.
I love that about Tippin. Don't ask questions. I have a plan. Don't worry.
Did he ever tell you, I'm assuming no, but did he ever tell you any reasons why these people had to die?
No, just that they knew too much.
Okay. Were you responsible? Did you have any way responsible for the death of Yashara?
Oh yeah.
Okay, how'd you do that? Was the fruit supposed to do that? Did you
Oh,
swap
the
out the
fruit. No, man. I didn't do the fruit. I thought you meant the other one.
Her mom.
Oh, yeah, her mom. Well, I know that, but like, you guys, the Pale Mills weren't responsible for swapping out the fruit, doing anything to the Laguna fruit?
I mean, I didn't do nothing to the fruit, right? But I know he did something to the fruit.
So he's
So
the one
is this
responsible
guy.
to the fruit.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
fairly sure. He did say something about the fruit.
Okay. All right. You guys want to take her to the warden stop?
Yeah,
and
I think we should
I'll
take
head
her
over.
with us. Right?
No, don't take me with you.
No? What were you saying?
I was thinking we should drop her off at the warden's to get her asylum, and then we can
Oh.
head on over. Because if we
okay.
bring her with us, then look at her. No offense, but
She's
You're-
kind of useless right now.
yeah, you're beat to trash.
I mean, I'd say so.
Yeah. If anything, you're going to get in the way, or not. It's kind of not shocking to say that I don't really fully trust you. You could turn on us. So drop her, take her off to the warden's,
No, that's
leave her
fair.
there. Leave her there, and then we need to head over to the Stockington estate.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you guys are gonna take her to the warden station and then head over to Chet's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. What's up, Tippin?
I just want to get to Chet's faster.
We can let's say that you guys take her to the warden station, and Corgan Mance is not in.
Okay, of course.
But
This is not.
you know, one of Corgan's like colleagues is there.
Yeah.
And so you go in and you basically throw it down for him, like, hey, this is a witness, a key witness in this investigation that we're doing. I can't talk about it right now. We're on the case right now, but she needs an asylum.
Grant her asylum, yeah, to make sure harm does not come to her. If you do, it'll be your head.
And then is there anything else you guys need to do at the warden station, or are you just gonna head over to
Tell him
Chet's?
the location of the warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Send a pixie to Corgan Vance. Tell him that we have evidence suggesting that Fennell is at this warehouse. Send all available wardens to go scout at the place and go there.
Okay. Sounds good.
With also where we will be at the Stockington house investigating who we have evidence believing that we have the head of all of this at the Stockington estate.
Okay.
Pixie,
So
question.
the what?
Pixie gloves aren't a thing, right?
Absolutely not. Why?
Sorry.
Just
I just had this
reliability.
vision of Tippin wearing like gardener gloves, like big floppy ones.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's good. It's not completely.
I mean, you could get like an actual piece of cloth and cut it off and make it like a little mitten.
Too much work. Let's go.
So he does that. He sends a pixie off to let Corgan Vance know, and he says, "We'll do what we can."
Right.
And he takes Esmeralda Page back into one of the asylum rooms and like sets her up to recover, basically in there. So you guys head over to Chet's house, which, as I said, is in Gloward Heights, which is part of the 6th Ward. But it's a very posh neighborhood. You guys are very familiar with it. You would know, especially because your family works for House Serene,
Right.
so you know exactly where stuff is. So you head over there. We'll say that it takes you guys like it takes you guys like 40 minutes to get Esmeralda to the place, tell them the message, and then get to Chet's house.
Okay.
So when you get there, Sandir Chandali is standing outside, patrolling vigilantly, and he sees you approach, and he looks relieved.
Yeah.
Oh, my friends!
Sandir!
What have you found?
We found the leader of the Pell Mells. Well, came, informed us, and told us as much as she knew about everything about the person in charge and behind all of the attacks.
So you've solved everything.
Not necessarily.
Oh.
Yeah, so the person responsible for all this, she said, would be here. Have you seen anything suspicious yet?
No one has come into the house.
All right, where's Chet?
Upstairs asleep.
All right, let's go check.
Check.
Yeah, we make sure he's still okay.
Oh. Well, I I would have seen someone come into the house, Embrilar.
I know. Well, I mean, of course.
I just walk through you two and go
Just-
inside.
Yeah, Tippin follows.
I'm looking around.
Tippin
like,
finds a
oh.
pixie door and just
Yeah,
goes in.
he just goes in.
Okay, so Sandir bumbling follows, and from the dining room, Mrs. Stockington goes, "Sandir, who is it? Who's here?" And Sandir calls back, and he's like, "It's friends of Chet's, Mrs. Stockington. Fear not. We are going to make sure that everything's all right." And she's like, "Oh, all right." And she goes back to whatever she's doing.
Weeping, probably. A little.
So
She
you
putters
guys head up to Chet's room.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head upstairs, and Sandir's like, "I actually don't know which room this is. I know it's up here, but I'm not sure which one it is.
Okay, we'll open
Do
all
you
the
have an
rooms.
idea?
Yeah.
I think it's on the right."
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Tippin goes into every pixie door that he's assuming is there that's on the right.
They do have they have a fancy house, so they do have pixie doors.
Yeah, so I go through every pixie door because I feel like that's fastest.
Yep, that's fine. You find it. It's at the end of the hall, and I mean, it's very clear that that's Chet's room. So, like, the door doesn't open all the way, the pixie door, because he has to unlock it from the inside.
Yeah.
Boys. So you get there, and you're like, "I think this is it," and you call everybody over, and you guys head over there, and the door's locked.
Well, I have my lock picking kit, so I'll try to unlock that.
No, hold. Chet.
That's a better idea.
Chet. How long ago did you put him in? Did he come up here?
It's been, I don't know, over an hour?
Over an hour? Okay.
It's been maybe 2 hours?
Can I try and break into the pixie door?
Do you have
Probably.
like a lockpicking kit, or do you
I
have?
have like criminal.
You can both try.
Oh,
these?
that's
What are
not
these?
gonna-
I
That's
can't
not
see.
a good
Those
criminal.
are
Mine
Yep.
is,
It's a
oh,
bad criminal.
mine is 6.
Oh,
Let's go with
it's-
hers.
No, it's not quite enough. It's not quite enough.
What?
That was really good. That was a really good roll. It's not
I am
quite
like-
enough. So
I'm doing it,
You
and
guys
I
are trying
like-
to unlock the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you're trying to unlock the door, Sandir's like, "Shh, I hear something," and he leans his ear to the wall to try to hear. "There's someone in there," he says.
It's not Chet.
Tippin flies out, finds the nearest window and flies outside.
Okay.
And he sees if he can go by the window that would be Chet's room.
Yeah. So there's 2 big windows along the far wall.
Okay.
But the curtains are drawn. Like these heavy green velvet curtains are drawn. But you can hear it now too
I can
from
hear
where
it.
you are. Yeah, there's like this faint.
I fly back and tell Sandir to break down the door.
Okay. Sandir's like, "Are you sure?"
Break down the door now.
So Sandir, like, "Stand aside, everyone," and like gestures everybody out of the way, and he like concentrates his like Zen energy.
Yeah.
And then he like shoulders the door and it doesn't work. And then he shoulders the door and it doesn't work. So then he like drop kicks the door and it bangs inward. And inside the room, in the dark, Chet is tied up and bound, like sprawled across the floor, bleeding profusely from the mouth, the nose, the ears. He's groaning softly. And by the far window, there's a man with gloves on doing this. And he doesn't appear to notice you right away,
Yeah.
but you feel like he notices you. He's just not
Yeah.
looking at you guys.
Yeah.
And he just shakes his head and he shakes his head and he's like, "Chet, you could have made this so much easier." And Sandir kind of like holds you guys back because he's really not okay with what's going on, but he doesn't want anyone else to get hurt.
Yeah.
Specifically, Sandir like puts his arm out like this.
Yeah.
You said he's wearing a hood? Or
No, he doesn't have a hood on.
Does he have a
does he
hat?
have a hat on?
No.
Good.
Can we can't
Okay,
see him now?
Then
So no, you
Tippin-
can see him.
Oh.
He's just like in a bunch of shadow because of the way the
Yeah.
shadow
I
drawn.
would like to go pretty nondescript and just kind of like hover out of the way towards the ceiling and see how close I can get to right above his head.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
What are you
okay.
rolling for this?
Stealth?
Okay.
art
ahead.
of nondescript listening because
Yeah.
I want to hear what he's going to say first
Okay, go
before I
ahead.
do any action. Oh God. Oh, we're gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
No, I know what
Tippin
you're
doesn't
trying
wanna
to do.
die
I know what you're
tonight.
trying to do.
Okay, that's not as bad. With my art, that would be a 3. He's gonna notice.
Yeah, he's gonna know. You get to the ceiling and you start to creep forward, and then you get like this second sense that like if you go any further, something bad is gonna happen to you.
Okay, I stop.
Also, Tippin, I need you to roll me a luck.
Oh God. These dice are being real mean to me tonight.
They were starting out very grumpy.
Okay, positive. Good luck.
Okay.
As you reach the ceiling, you get that bad feeling, so you stop and you back up a little bit. And as you're taking in the scene, for a moment, it feels like suddenly everything gets really big. Suddenly everything gets really small to you. And you're like confused, like your eyes hurt a little bit because everything is suddenly so like it's sized differently. And you're not really sure what caused it, so you like flitter backwards a little bit and it goes away.
Can I roll an Arcanica to think of like spells?
Please do.
That would do that. Oh, that's great. That is a 4.
Yeah, you have never experienced that before in your life, and you've never seen it before. Like you've never heard of that being a spell. But it was definitely very weird for you.
Okay.
The guy at the Chet is on the floor whimpering and crying, and he kind of like his eyes are swollen shut, like it's bad. This guy beat Chet bad.
Is there any sort of like, can you like pull him through with water, or can one of us like get him like use magic to pull him close to
Is
us?
Sandir still holding us back? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was gonna just immediately throw a knife at the guy, but Sandir has his arm out, so I was gonna
Sandier's
respect
trying to protect
that.
you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Sandier's getting the same feeling that Tippin is. Like if anybody moves, something real bad's gonna happen. So he's trying to make sure that no one gets hurt.
Who are you?
He doesn't appear to hear you. Like you say it and like you all hear it,
Yeah.
but so it's not a silencing spell. It's something else is going on.
Is it like a space distortion spell?
Can I roll Arcanica to see if I would know, or?
Well,
Never mind. I don't
okay.
want to do that. Actually.
So
I would like to, with my brief interaction with whatever is spell happening here, can I roll an Academia to kind of discern what the spell is doing?
yes.
Okay. That is a 4.
Yeah, so there's like basically what you're experiencing is it's not a silencing spell, and it's not like a visual spell. It's a time lag spell.
Oh, so this. Oh no.
So do you
This
tell
is-
them that?
Yeah. I don't think he's actually here. I think this happened already.
So
I
what
don't
happens
think-
if we go in there?
I
Does
think
that mean
that's why
Chet's dead?
I think so.
Is there any way we can break it?
So as you're standing there trying to figure out what to do next, you see Chet kind of weakly struggle against his bonds, and the Ifriti by the window just shakes his head and clicks his tongue at him, and he's like, "You really did this to yourself, Chet. I'm very sorry that it got messy, but it's really your fault." I just made him British. I'm sorry, he wasn't British before. I was working on something else earlier and it made me think of that voice. Anyway, so Chet through his swollen, bleeding lips goes, "Please, please." And the Ifriti's like, "Oh, Chet, it's too late for that." Oh, he's British still. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's too late for that, Chet. It's really too late. And you know what? You're the last piece. Sorry. I really didn't want to get my hands dirty, but I do what I have to do. And he walks over to Chet and like puts his hands on his head.
Can I stop? I want to like do something. I want to
And
like throw
just-
something at him.
Yeah, I want to throw one of my knives at him.
Okay.
I guess that would be. That's a 3.
You're going to throw a knife?
Yeah, one
Yeah,
knife.
so you throw a knife and you watch the knife go into the room, and his head like splits around it.
This is a memory. This is not.
I knew it.
This is.
And the knife clatters to the ground on the other side of the room.
Do we see where the knife lands?
Yeah, it's over by the window.
Okay.
Okay.
And
There's not a trap
section.
involved.
he like takes Chet's head in his hands and he presses.
Oh no!
And
Game
Chet
of Thrones in this.
Chet is like screaming, but it's muffled because his whole face is swollen shut. And then Chet goes quiet, and the Afridi stands up and like rolls his shoulders back. And he sighs, and he walks to the window, and he like steps up onto the ledge, unhooks the window, and like swings out of it, and shuts the window behind him. And as he does so, like the lights in the room come on, but they're not like electric or gas lights. Like it's more like the curtain that flew aside when he left through the window
Yeah.
is now still kind of like askance.
Yeah.
And so the sunlight is coming into the room, and Chet is on the ground in pools of his own blood.
Yeah, this was
Oh my-
okay.
I've never seen time manipulation magic.
All right. I want to. There's okay. First, can I roll to see if there's like remnants of this spell?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
What
that
are you
would be.
looking for? Like
I'm looking for like type of magic kind of things. I'm looking to recreate this spell.
okay, yeah, go for it.
That cancels out. So nothing unless I can add any skill to this, whatever skill.
Do you have something that you think would apply?
I have academia. If I'm trying to just like think of the, like, what's the word? The actual like way to do this. I have Arcanica if I'm trying to like actually do it.
Why don't you?
I have Notice.
Yeah, why don't you guys roll to see if you can find the source of the spell?
So
Yeah.
Notice.
Yeah, or Arcanica, or like like
Or
find
investigation
magic
or
or
something,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 3.
I got a 3.
I got a 1.
Okay, so you guys like peer into the room, and both of you immediately your heads go to the left. And Sandir like puts his hands over his mouth in shock. And you guys step past him into the room because over on the left, around the corner of the bed, there's a small device on the ground. It looks like a music box. But when you get closer to it, you can see that like there's like a little cog that's winding, and then it click 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 stops, and that's what you've noticed with the magic. And
I want to pick it up.
okay, I mean it's slightly smaller than you are, but it's denser.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can pick it
I
up.
have a good amount of strength.
You do.
though.
You do have a good amount of strength.
I can pick it up.
Yeah.
I want to try. So does it have like a thing that it like? So I'm imagining if it looks like a music box, that it has a little like speaker area that like it points.
Yeah. mhm.
Yeah.
Like a little fun. Like a little.
I want to take that outside of the room and point it at where we were knocking on the door, and see if I can turn the knob back.
And replay what happened in
Like
the past.
I want to see if it replays what happened, whatever it's replays like something before what happens, like right.
Well,
Oh.
it said
pointing at.
it said take it outside where we can see the window to see where he went.
Well, I want to see if it works first before we start using it.
Oh,
that
okay,
way.
fair.
That's a good question.
it works
Yeah.
that
So
way.
you want to take it out into the
I want
hallway?
to take it out into the hallway and see if we can replay us breaking into his room.
Okay. So you take it out into the hallway and you set it down on the ground, pointing at the door, and you wind it back up,
Wind it back.
and it like flickers with like light inside of it, like a pale blue light flickers inside of it, and then it literally starts playing a song. And none of you have ever heard this song before, and it's kind of like it feels like on a music box. You know how there's like. It feels like a piano. Like that's the sort of like the core of the music box is piano-like. It feels like only one hand is playing this piano. Like there's part of the song that's missing, which is weird. But it does not play the visuals again. It's just a dinky little half-done melody. and at the end of it, it like crackles and sputters and like cuts itself off, and then there's a voice that comes out of it, and the voice says, "If you want to know, come to the clock tower."
Clock tower.
I'm gonna check if Chet is actually dead. Is
Okay.
he dead?
So Sandir, while you guys have been investigating the box,
Yeah.
Sandir has come in and knelt at Chet's side, and like is just crushed and heartbroken over Chet's poor broken body.
I walk up and put a hand on his
and
shoulder.
he like grabs your
awkwardly.
hand and squeezes it, so you're gonna check.
Do the thing
You
outside.
You're gonna check and see if Chet's dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So you reach down and you reach to feel Chet's pulse, and you hold your fingers there for a good several seconds, and nothing happens. And you feel a tiny pulse right at the end of like 10 seconds go by, and there's finally a pulse. And so Sandir kind of goes, Chet, are you there? And as you're holding your hand there, Chet like opens his eyes and then closes them.
No!
And
Oh.
he's now dead. Like you hold your hand there for another minute or two, and he's gone. And Sandir is weeping manly, silent tears. He is crushed by this development.
Not the time.
I want to search the body and see if there's anything like raw magic or anything
Okay.
weird on his body.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would be a 6.
Yeah, so you check out Chet's terrible crumpled form. He's got a lot of broken bones. He's lost a lot of blood. He's very bruised. Like his face is swelling shut in many places because he was beaten so soundly.
And
Yeah.
So there's no magical damage done to him,
Just physical.
which is very interesting. Why would he only do physical attacks?
I mean, what you can
Cruel.
tell is that there was some kind of magic used on his throat. And if you share that information with the others, you know that that it's not common, but it's very, very rare. But that there are spells that are super illegal. # super illegal. That can allow interrogations to move faster. Like you can pull answers from people.
Ooh.
So he's got like some magic damage around his throat and his vocal cords, but it's. I mean, that's the otherwise he just had the smish beaten out of him physically.
I go up to Sandir. I'm sorry, my friend.
I failed him.
Anyone would have.
I failed him, Embrilar.
Come with us, and we will stop him.
Someone has to tell his mother.
Not it.
Yeah. Send a pixie to the wardens. I'll let you break the news, and then come to the clock tower as soon as you can.
I will, as soon as I can. He like covers his head in his hands a little bit, and then he stands up.
A single lock of hair.
Yeah,
falls
his little curl of
perfectly.
hair. Yeah, he stands up and he goes downstairs to let Mrs. Stocking to know what
Right.
happened.
So, geographically, do we know where the clock tower is? Like, have we heard of this?
Yeah, so Owen knows this area really well. Owen knows that there is a square clock tower with red brick and like green copper trim that is near here. It's like, I mean, if you guys run there, it'll be like 10 minutes away.
Okay.
So there's this clock tower. I tell them that, and if Freddy went out the window, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So I just want to investigate the window really quick to see if there's anything that I can notice over there that might give us a clue about something.
Yeah. Do I have some sort of like investigation magic as a warden to like try to see like where people have stepped or anything like that?
Yeah, let's say in this particular instance you get a +1 to whatever you're rolling for investigation.
Okay. Cool. That is a +1, so 5.
A 5.
I got a 2.
Okay. So you're like, I'm gonna investigate the window, and you go over there, and you're like looking at stuff, and you're not seeing it. Like the window is shut.
Yeah.
Like the curtain is askance, but that's it. Embrilar, you check it out, and the window's not even fully shut. Like it's almost fully shut, but it hasn't like latched fully.
Yeah.
And you can see that he went out this window for sure. Like you can see the residual imprint where his shoe was on the cushion on the ledge, and has now puffed back up. But you can see like the faint outline of his boot.
Yeah.
It's a nice boot, but it's nondescript.
What's the foot size?
I mean, it's like a regular, average.
And then did he fall down? Did he jump down, or did he climb up?
It appears that he. It appears that he jumped down. There's no ledges on that wall of the house. There's no balconies. There's no vines that he climbed down. He must have just jumped, and we're on the second story.
Okay.
He just jumped?
He just jumped, and you don't see any trace of him in the lawn. At
Johnny
the bottom.
is the only one that can fly,
Correct.
right? They can like hover.
Yeah.
Is there? Can Ifriti do anything where that jump would be
Yeah,
possible,
like,
or
can
is
they-
that jump
can they
really
pull, like,
odd?
an
I'm assuming-
Azula from Avatar.
That's what I was
Good
thinking. We can
question.
definitely. I mean, I've done it to where I can use fire to catapult myself, so I can probably think of something
Okay.
like as he jumps down and then just does like a little bit of like fire to.
That's
just
not
He
That's
might
what
have,
it
but
is,
there's
basically.
no sign of scorch marks on the grass or anything like that, or on the wall.
So
There's
essentially, he's just a badass, is what you're saying.
I mean, what you're looking at here is he jumped from the second story, landed on his feet, and walked away.
Yeah.
And he beat the living daylights out of a full-grown Nayati with no magic enhancements.
So he's like he's like a physical fighter. It seems like really good. Is it weird? Is that something that we would know? Like that's really strange.
Yeah, you guys are all like,
That how does that
you
work?
guys all get kind of quiet and you kind of exchange glances. Like, I mean, it's kind of the same as if like you were on a case and the suspect turned out to be like MI6 or a Navy SEAL. Like it's not just like a professional level of stuff.
Yeah.
It's beyond that. It's
Yeah.
like normal people don't do that. Normal people shouldn't have been
Yeah.
able to do that.
But he did.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which matches the description that Ezzy gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we now it
Okay.
sets in why she was so scared of him.
Yeah.
All right.
To the clock tower.
To the clock tower.
Okay. Tippin, anything
Tippin?
else?
Are we ready to go to the clock tower?
I mean, a part of me also really wants to go to the warehouse.
That too.
Maybe find out more
Well-
information about who we're dealing with.
Also find out where Fennel is.
Yeah. Because if he's at the clock tower, we're probably not ready. We
But
should
that
actually.
message said, what did that message say?
It said if you want to know, go to the clock
If
tower.
you want to know, go to the clock tower.
and
That just
could
seemed
be
like
anything.
an immediate
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it could be
It doesn't
about
sound
anything.
like we're gonna
Because we can go to the watchtower,
find him.
or we can go to the warehouse at any point.
Yeah, like it's clear. I mean, it's clear from what you've seen here that he's not to be trifled with. But
Yeah.
it's also clear from that message that like he wants to talk to you guys.
Okay. All right. Well, so yeah, if I like
He's got
insight,
stuff to
this
say.
this isn't a threat it's more of like an invitation.
Yes.
Okay.
Quick, look around the whole room to see if there's anything that we missed. Like use your investigative skill.
Yeah.
Your
so
special skill.
investigator insight of anything that we've missed.
I'm gonna use a notice.
And
That's a 2.
What are
I
you guys
have
rolling for? I'm
4.
sorry.
I have a 5, just to see if there's anything else in the room that we missed or anything that's odd
Yeah. Go
around
first. Mine was
the
less.
area
I got
where.
a 4.
I got a 2.
Nothing stands out, but just the room feels really terrible.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
because Chet died in it, but because that thing, that Ifriti guy has
Yeah.
been here.
He like carries like a.
Is
There's
it
an
like-
aura. You guys are feeling an aura.
Okay. Crazy.
All right.
Is there like magical auras, like say
That's
like
a good question.
paladin type thing, like
Or like when you pick up an enchanted weapon and it has an aura on it.
Yeah.
Not really. Not specifically. I mean, Owen, as a fence and a dealer of black market goods and someone who delves into antiques and curiosities, Owen would know that even though that's not really science in Warda, sometimes something comes into your shop and you're like, that's got bad juju on it. I don't know what it is, but I don't want it.
In the fence antiquity curiosity culture, everyone sort of agrees that it exists, even though there's no science that says for sure. But we're all like, oh yeah, that's got some bad juju on that whatever object.
Yeah. So you've definitely encountered that feeling before. But no, specifically like paladin type aura stuff is not really a thing. Really quick, going to the chat, you guys are killing it with the hard questions in the chat tonight. And I just wanted to bring up, somebody wanted to know if it's possible that the bad guy is part Ifriti, part something else.
Johnny, yeah.
And the answer to that is the elemental races can be together, but their child will be like one or the other. They won't be like a mixture. Half genes only occur between humans and the elemental races, and that's like a hard line. That's biology. So yeah, that was that question. Yeah. So Alexis is saying if a fairy shacked up with an elemental, it's okay. It's weird, and like they'll get judged for that pretty hardcore. The other thing I would point out is that if a human so like in your situation, your human father and your fae mother, your mother who is the head of her house also, if Mephanis was not part of the equation and it was just your human father and your fae mother, they could not legally be wed.
Yeah.
So your father as a human in that relationship would have no rights. No rights to you, no rights to property, no rights to anything. Your mother, as the fae in that relationship, would have all of the control. Drew wrote a short story called A Season for Growing about a young girl who's half Sylvani, and she's coming of age and starting to figure out how complicated that is, because her mother's a human and her father's a well-born Sylvani. Anyway, it's very complicated, but basically the human in that relationship would be a half-wife or a half-husband. They're not technically a wife or a husband or a spouse of any kind. They have no legal rights, but they are, the fae may choose to live with them as though they are married, and that's their choice, but they don't have any legal rights. Right. Hope that answers that question. It's very complicated and not great for everybody involved in that situation. Which is why, from both of you, we see situations where the human parent is not even involved, whether or not because they're dead or because they're not allowed to be. Is up to you guys. Okay, so yeah. Where were we?
We were deciding
bad
where to
juju
go.
in the room.
Bad juju in the room.
Yeah. So you. I mean, if it helps, the voice on the recording sounded like tired and just kind of done. But it wasn't threatening. It was more like, if you want to know, you have to come talk to me.
All right, I think I'm torn because I really want to go to the warehouse because I'm pretty sure that's where Fennell is, but he is the biggest threat. So it's like, I'm torn, like, what do you guys think we should do? Because, like, I really think Fennell's at the, so I'm at, like, everybody's asking, like.
I think Fennell's there, too. I don't know. I just feel an immediate, like, this just happened. Do we know that, like, we can tell that this kind of just happened, right?
Yeah.
It hasn't been that long. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because
Chet just got here. Yeah.
Tippin, what do you think?
If Fennell is there.
Tippin's freaking out.
Yeah.
If Fennell is there, I don't think she's going anywhere.
Yeah.
But this person may not wait around that long.
And if we need to fetch, okay, I'm down for that. I have to, like, I don't want to lose Fennell, but this guy may not wait there long. He is our suspect. We need to capture him first. Fennell is strong. She can handle herself. Oh. Plus, we already have all the wardens heading there anyway.
Right.
So, all right, I really want to go there, but I can try.
That's just my 2 cents. I will follow you wherever.
I trust Corgan Vance. I trust Corgan. I trust the captain. I trust my other wardens. Let's go to the clock tower.
Okay. So you guys leave the house to the screaming sobs of Mrs. Stockington, who's sobbing into Sandir Chundali's arms in the parlor. He nods to you as you guys head out. He's already sent the pixie to let them know what's going on. And he's like, he's got to console her because there's no one there right now except for him. So she's a mess. So you guys head to the clock tower, which, as I said, is about a 10-minute run nearby. Which Owen loves running, doesn't she?
I'm dragging behind. I'm like, you guys, I'm coming.
So you see the clock tower immediately when you leave the house. You can see it. And you guys head there. It's like mid-morning now, so like it's broad daylight, and people are starting to go about their lives. You know, there's trolleys and carriages and people, and it's not crowded. It's not like downtown, but it's vibrant, and there's a lot of people going on, and like street markets are getting set up for the day and stuff like that. So like you have stuff to navigate to get there, basically. So you head to the clock tower. When you get there, the base of the clock tower is pretty nondescript. It's got like a historical monument plaque on it about some guy who did something for the Weather Guild once upon a time, and you know, it's there now for him. There's a set of double doors at the base. It doesn't look like inhabited because it's a clock tower. It's not like a lighthouse where like someone has to be managing it.
I want to do a quick scan of the entrance to see if there's any like magical traps or anything like that. What would that be? Inside investigation, Arcanica?
Do Arcanica.
Arcanica, that's a 1.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, it just looks uninhabited. Like, it doesn't look like anybody's been here.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's no one, like, guarding it. It's just a clock tower.
Is it unlocked?
Yep, it's unlocked.
All right.
So you guys head inside?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So in the base of the clock tower, there's, like, it's like a historic monument where there's, like, a little display talking about the building of the clock tower and who founded it and why it's there. It's very nondescript. Everything's covered with dust. No one comes here. Like, it's not that interesting of a monument for people to come to. But the tower itself is like well built and sturdy, and like it looks nice in the neighborhood. So whatever.
So like the first people to be here in a while.
Yeah.
It's about time.
I hate you.
What?
Tippin feels the need to just like do something.
And JJ's like losing it on the ones and twos.
I just got it, actually.
Okay, Tippin like flicks his ear.
I can't. Like hard?
I just
Do you
flick it
giant
hard.
killer
I
his ear?
giant killer your ear. That's a 1.
It stings. It stings.
Worth it.
Just
Worth
enough.
it.
Worth it.
Worth
You guys
it.
are terrible. So in the chat, I'd love to hear who the clock tower is for, why he deserved a clock tower, or she deserved a clock tower, and something interesting about this little museum section that they're in, that they're investigating. So who's the clock tower for? Why did that person deserve a clock tower to be built? And what's in this little museum that they're in right now? Hit us with that in the chat. Really quick, Tippin, roll me a luck.
Oh god.
Oh, God. It's not good.
When you guys step into the clock tower, you are hit with that thing again, where everything looks like it's the wrong size.
I'm looking for the memory box, which is what I'm gonna call that thing.
What thing?
The
Oh,
little
the
music
thing?
box.
Yeah.
I'm looking for memory box because that's what I think it's called.
Do we still have the one with us?
Yeah, I think we took it with us for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I feel like
I
Owen
put it
probably
in my
put
bag.
it in
I
her
put it in
bag.
my
I am looking for memory box.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
You're rolling a notice, I
Notice?
guess, yeah.
Awesome. That's a 5.
Yeah, you see everything very clearly, even though it's all the wrong size. There is no memory box here.
What about the one that we have with us? Can that deactivate it? Or what would do? Question: do we even feel it, or is it just
Nope, it's just Tippin.
him? Okay. All right. So is he? All right. Then I guess do we notice him like
Guys.
acting strangely?
Yeah.
This is another memory.
How can you
Like,
tell?
we're in it right now?
Yeah, we're in it right now
How can you tell?
because I feel it.
What does it feel like?
Like I'm small, but things are big, and I mean, smaller than normal, and things
Yeah.
are bigger than normal, I guess.
So he didn't find the source. Does that mean no one can find the source, or should I roll to find? Can I roll to find the source?
Yeah, you can roll. Let's have you roll.
I'll look as well.
5.
1.
Yeah, I got a 5 too.
So, Embrilar, you're not seeing anything. Owen, you see everything in the room very clearly, and you are positive that you've looked at everything at least 3 times. There's nothing here.
Is it our magic box, the memory box that we brought with us? I take it and I fiddle with it.
The thing that you say in response to that, I'm just going to throw this
Yeah,
out there
yeah,
for you, is that neither one of you feels what Tippin is describing,
Right.
and you're not seeing what Tippin is describing.
Right.
But when the memory box was playing previously, you all saw it.
Okay, so. Okay.
I don't know. I'm just feeling that thing.
I fiddle with the memory box that we have right here. Maybe that does that affect? Does that change anything? Do you feel any better or worse? Is anything changing?
No, nothing. Nothing's changing.
Nothing's changing?
Nothing's
Okay.
changing.
All right. Then yeah, I guess. Are you okay to move on? Do you need to leave?
Are there? So you said there's a lot of dust covering everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see like the staircase to go to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Are there footprints on the staircase because dust?
No.
So
I mean, the staircase is like a fancy.
Is there signs that anyone other than us has been in here recently?
Yeah.
Like dust has moved in front from where the door was. Did the door swing open, closed, all that kind of stuff?
I got a 4.
Yeah. So you're.
I got a 5.
So you guys are checking out the staircase. You can tell that the staircase has been used. Nothing in the museum part has been touched or like
staircase
moved,
has
but
been
the
used
staircase has been used. Yeah.
All right, then I have my strike at the ready, and I'm gonna start ascending it.
Yeah, and I follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it follows.
Okay.
I feel like if you need to, I tell you to get into my pocket.
I just feel really
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Is it dark?
It's dark. Yeah, the lights aren't on.
Oh.
There's like little windows along the. What is that?
It's my little rock in my
Oh,
head.
your little glowing rock.
We're pulling it to the flashback. I have my little glowy rock because I would have never taken that out of my
I
head.
agree.
Every like however many stairs, there's a short landing, and then more stairs, and then a short landing, and then more stairs. At every landing, there's a small round window that lets sunlight in. So like it's not dark, but I think Tippin does that anyway. He pulls the glowing rock out of his hat because it looks really cool, and it helps him feel like he's participating in what's going on, even though he feels uncomfortable and things are happening. So you guys head up. You lose count of how many landings you pass, and you can see that up at the top there's like an attic kind of thing, and you're getting closer and you're getting closer, and you reach the wooden like top, and there's like a hatch that you can go through. It's unlocked. So there's one more window right there next to the hatch on the wall for you guys to like prepare yourselves to go in.
Do I have like some sort of like fire mine ability? Like I can place like a magical seal that's like can spout like a ball of fire.
That's a really dope idea. I want to say yes.
Yeah.
Can you roll me your fire magic?
That's a 5.
Yeah, I'd say you can do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna imbue one on the attic above me, like before we go up. So that way, if Smish goes sideways, I can light it up. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So you prep that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow up.
Tippin looks so uncomfortable. Okay.
Tippin still feels it even though we're up
Yeah,
here.
do I still feel the things?
I mean,
Did it go away?
when you guys started going up the stairs, everything went back to the correct size.
Okay.
But your head feels a little funny because of that sensation of things looking weird.
Just to
Okay.
clarify, I didn't put it on the door. It's like over here, so
Over
we could
there.
we could still like get out.
You could
if we
still
needed
get out
to.
the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just my mind is like, okay, I don't know where he is up there, but I'm gonna put this up there, and then that way it'll cause at the very least a distraction of some sort.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
Okay, so you guys head up.
We have
Who's
go-
going first?
Me.
He is.
Embrilar,
Yeah.
and then Owen,
And then me,
and
yeah.
then Tippin. Tippin, are you in the pocket, or are you?
I would like to
out?
be in a back pocket. And I would like to whisper to Owen and be like, just try not to reveal that I'm here.
Okay.
Are you riding on her hat,
Yeah. Like in
like
here.
disguised in
Yes.
Even like
like-
lay down.
the
like-
adornments
I'm
of the hat
lying
band?
in the adornments. I'm using my wings
And you
to
still
like
have the,
make it look like there's a
Ooh,
butterfly
yes.
brooch on her hat.
Ooh,
Oh,
and you
that's
still have
really
like the
cool.
pocket
So,
of the
like-
fruit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know about
Yeah,
that.
you-
Well, I don't know.
Neither-
Justin knows,
I
but
don't know
Embrilar
either.
doesn't know.
Neither
Yeah.
of you know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you
Thank
guys don't
very
know about
much.
that.
We don't.
Don't
Embrilar
ask
doesn't know.
questions.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm like a butterfly brooch.
Well,
I
did we
like
not
that.
see you
I
come
like that
back
a
with like
lot.
a sack? Like, 'cause, I mean, they're huge, right? Like they're
I
big.
mean, you
beans.
saw me come back with my little satchel.
Okay, but
That
we
I
don't-
put pieces of the fruit inside.
Okay, cool.
But you did not see the
We didn't
fruit.
see it. Okay, we don't know.
You just
We
saw
don't
me
know.
with
Yeah.
the satchel.
You just saw him getting ready.
Cool. So open the
You
hatch,
hope you open the hatch.
and then I have like a little like my strike going up with a little bit of fire at the end of it.
It's prepped. It's
yeah,
ready.
and
Okay.
then head comes up, and I see.
So it's a wide room with a very tall ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and on the four walls you can see the clock faces for the clock tower from the backside, which is cool.
Yeah.
There's sunlight coming in through those clock faces and through slats in like the wood and stone. It's a very sparse room. There's no furniture or anything in it.
Is the clock tower managed by magic, or is there like gears and stuff?
Oh yeah,
like-
it's gears and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Visible gears and stuff. And in the center, there's a bell, like Notre Dame style, on the beams up at the top in part of the tall ceiling. And at the far side of the clock tower, looking out the window with his back to you, is the Afridi.
Okay. Come up. Who are you?
Well, this has been a long time coming, he says, and he turns to look at you. He looks tired. He looks done. Please, come in. Make yourselves at home.
Because Tippin is still suspicious, I want to be on the lookout for any traces of him not directly looking at us or really
Yeah.
acknowledging us. I want to know if this is a pre-recorded message.
Okay, good call.
So just like on the watch for it.
Okay.
Notice is a 4.
Yes. On an involuntary
Stop
pun.
it.
Involuntary.
What did you say? What was
4.
it? It was a 4? Yeah, so you're very aware, and because you're hidden, you're definitely seeing everything. He looks right at Embrilar. He's definitely...
He's like making eye contact.
You're getting the vibe...
There's the registering of a
Yes.
person there.
Now that
Yeah.
you've seen what it's like to be in that memory,
Yeah.
and what it's like right now, night and day. He's
Okay.
definitely here.
He is here.
Do we feel that aura? That like
The bad juju?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily feel like a specific bad juju
Yeah.
like wave coming at you as you come up into the room, but you guys are all individually frightened of him.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
feel it's
but
like
not
when you feel
that
like
specific like weirdness that we felt at the other
Yeah, no.
at Chet's.
just
Okay,
a general sense of danger.
Yep.
okay.
So you guys all come into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you leave the hatch open or do you shut it?
I'll leave it open.
Okay, that's fine.
I arm myself quietly.
Well, I don't shut it. I mean, she comes up after us. to do
Yeah,
it,
so no, I leave it open.
You leave it open.
for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Who are you?
An interested party.
Well,
Interested in what?
Oh, lots of things.
like Yashara, Renyi, Chet.
As you say.
But they're all dead, so you can't be that interested in them. So what is it that you're really after?
I like that. They're all dead, so you can't be interested in them. It has a nice ring to it. They're all dead. You're right. They are all dead, and I'm not that interested in them anymore. But that's only because I got to clean up my own mess this time.
Which begs the question, what are you interested in now?
Well, you're probably wondering why I gathered you all here. You've been doing a lot of investigating the last couple of days.
Oh, well, when someone's doing a lot of murdering.
One can only expect so much from the great wardens of the city. I'm pleased to tell you that you have done your job well.
Thank you.
Now, I believe that you have something I want.
Do we? Do we have something?
I don't think we do. That doesn't ring any bells.
I mean, if we're going to be honest, I mean, you have several things that we want.
Yes, and you have something I want.
And what is it?
I expected that you wanted to trade.
I mean, I thought you invited us here to turn yourself in.
Oh,
Yeah.
you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Very much
A
so.
nice
If
promotion
would,
for you.
If you would be so kind.
Unfortunately, that's out of my hands.
Whose hands then? Obviously, you didn't conspire to do this all on your own. We've already.
Oh, I did a great deal of it. Don't give me too little credit.
Well then.
But you're not the leader.
So you admitted it. So someone did help you, besides the Pell Mills, of course.
Well, you did a lot of work for me.
How's that?
The investigating. I didn't think you'd be that much of a threat, but you've done a lot of figuring things out, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm very tired. Let's not mince any more words. You have something I want. If you give it to me, I will give you something that you want. It's very simple.
And what is it that you want?
And what is it that we want?
Oh, I think Embrilar knows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You said no, it's not mince words. What the smish do you want?
I believe you have a Vox box for me.
Why do you want the Vox box?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
Really?
It does. You've killed.
You would
you've
rather
killed.
you would rather know why I want the Vox box than save your girl?
Oh no, I'm still saving her. That's still gonna happen.
Oh, is it?
I mean, you've killed 4 people. I think we at least deserve the right to know why you killed all of them.
Tippin.
I'm keeping a lookout now in the room to see if there are signs that Fennell is here.
Okay.
That's a 2.
No, she's not here,
She's
as far
not
as you
here.
can tell. I mean, it's a big empty room with a bell in the top and the clocks on all 4 walls.
Why? Why kill Yashara? Why? Obviously, you killed all of them because they knew something about Yashara.
I can't tell you.
That's a shame. Oh, did we happen to mention that we listened to the Vox Box? Have you listened to it? It has some very interesting things.
So as you're saying this, his eyes start to glow brighter, and his mouth turns into a thin, hard, cruel line. And his body is not tense, but the tension is building like in his gut and starting to spread throughout his muscles.
Oh, you didn't like that. You didn't like that. You didn't like it that we listened to it. You're really not going to like the fact that we made a copy of it. Several copies, in fact. And we did stop off by the wardens to drop off an informant. Oh, I wonder what else we probably dropped off there.
Just doing your job. I understand.
Thank you. I appreciate that we can have this gentlemanly understanding.
Of course we can. I appreciate that you're just doing your job.
And
And
I'm
I
sure,
hope that you'll appreciate that I'm just trying to do mine.
of course, there's...
And what's your job exactly?
Oh, well, it changes moment to moment. Now I have to kill you.
Oh, well, we
And
knew
then
that was going to happen.
he throws a fireball at Embrilar.
Can I block it, or is he
You
just...
can try, bud.
I'm going to use the distraction to fly towards the ceiling.
I feel like I was ready to act since he was doing more. Can I say that, like, as soon as he threw it, I also threw something at him? Like,
Yeah, you can.
I'm
Yeah.
going to use the distraction to fly towards the ceiling.
I got a 3.
Ooh, I'm spending that.
Okay. And Embrilar?
Spending that.
Spend it a bit.
That is a 3, but I'm wanting, what I'm wanting to do is just, I'm not really trying to counter it with fire combat magic. I'm trying to just physically dodge it and then set off the
trap that you
the trap
set?
that I set. Yeah.
So you had a 3. What did you have?
I had a 3.
And Tippin, what are you doing?
5. I'm flying to the ceiling as stealthily as possible.
Okay. You do that.
Cool.
You're up near the bell now.
Any way that I can see that he might have noticed me?
As far as you can tell, he didn't.
Okay.
With a 5? Yeah, no. As far as you can tell, he didn't. So he throws a fireball at Embrilar, and you do what?
I'm not gonna try to like block it because I can tell it's pretty powerful. So I'm just essentially trying to just get out of the way and then set off the trap that I had.
Okay. The trap that you set is near the hatch, and he's on the far side of the room.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I wanted to set it like farther into
like,
the room.
We're gonna do an alley art really quick.
Alley draws.
Do we have the little GoPro? We do. Okay.
Trying.
So this is the clock tower. Clack, 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 clack. The hatch, the stairs, and the hatch are like right here. The stairs are underneath. This is the hatch. It's open right now. And you set the seal like right here, we'll say. So then there's Owin, Embrilar, and the Ifriti. And then Tippin is up here near the bell. Can you guys all see that?
Yeah, where is he?
So here's the trapdoor where you guys came up. Here's Owin and Embrilar. Here's the seal that Embrilar placed. The Ifriti is over here in the corner.
Okay, got it. All right.
Okay?
Then in that case, if it's not going to affect him at all, then I'm just going to try to just do like a sort of like fire like thing to just propel myself out of the way.
Okay, yeah. You are able to do that. The heat of the fireball that comes at him is super hot, like even for you.
Yeah.
Like you feel the hairs on the back of your neck singe a little bit. Owin, what are you doing?
I threw a knife at his throat.
Okay. And you had a what?
3.
A 3? Yeah, it goes flying and it pings off the wall. Are you gonna dodge out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. What would I roll for that?
Um,
I don't have athletics or anything.
you can give me like a luck or something.
Okay.
Oof.
Because you guys were standing right next to each other.
Bad luck.
Oh boy. Okay, so Owin, you throw the knife and then you dodge. As the fire comes at you, and you kind of turn with the fire as it passes you, and it kind of like scorches your whole front side. Like it doesn't like touch you, but the heat from the fireball, like it like that feeling of stepping outside of air conditioning into like 101 degrees with 90% humidity.
Yeah.
That
Oof.
feeling?
Yeah.
But it hurts.
Yeah.
Like it hurts your skin.
Does it
Yeah.
ruin my clothes?
Yes.
It ruins my clothes.
It ruins your clothes.
Ah.
What are you wearing right now?
Well,
That's so
you know,
important.
nothing. I just like my clothes, you know. I dress nice, so it's just
nothing.
frustrating.
This old thing. Yes, Tippin.
This bell.
Yeah.
Is this like
Oh.
bells of Notre Dame?
Yeah, it's a big bell. It's not like the big bell in Notre Dame. It's
But,
like
like,
a smaller one.
Is it a big bell?
Yeah, it's
could
fairly
it
big.
Could I, third movie, original Spider-Man, these bells to Venom the bad guy?
That was a very specific reference that I honestly did not catch because I didn't see that movie.
Oh,
So
basically, okay, is there a way that Tippin could feasibly ring this bell?
To distract the guy with like that's large, the how
With, like,
loud it is.
the loudness of
I don't
the
think
bell.
so.
I figure
the
because it's
clapper
tiny.
is way too heavy for you.
But is there like a way that it's rung? Is it just like full on like Quasimodo
It's all
style? or
automatic.
is
It's
there-
all automatic. It's all connected to the clock.
I'd like
Is
to
it-
roll.
Is it connected by ropes or by gears?
Yeah,
Gears.
are there
Okay.
gears? Is there a way to manipulate the clocks?
Possibly. You're gonna need a pretty good mechanica for that.
Mechanica. That's the only thing I don't.
Because it's gears.
Gears.
Mechanica.
I just want to take a quick glance to see if I could figure it out. Just quick.
Okay. Just real quick.
Just real quick. Unless I can add anything to that, it's a -1.
And you don't have mechanica?
I don't have Mechanica. I have Academia. I don't think that would be
yeah,
useful.
I don't think any of that's gonna...
Insight? I don't know.
Yeah, why don't you add your insight to
Investigate?
that? Add insight to that, because you're guessing
Okay.
at how it works.
Nothing.
You got nothing. Okay.
It's not a -1 though.
It's not a -1. It's okay.
Can I
you
luck that? No.
It's
Okay.
too complex. It's very complex.
I
It's like a
figured.
the thank you chat for discovering who the clock tower was for. The clock tower was for Ignatius Izard, an Afridi fireworks engineer, pyromancer, and mechanica genius. The little museum is filled with stories from his life and little doodads and gadgets that he invented throughout his time in Owin, all of which were way ahead of their time. He was like a weird little Einstein kind of thing, where like he was inventing stuff that was way ahead of its time, that kind of thing. Anyway, so because of that, the Mechanica Guild spared no expense in building this clock. It's very complex and it's very ornate.
Cool. Secondary question.
Yes.
What time is it?
What time is it? It's probably like 11 something in the morning.
Okay. How close is it to the hour?
Probably you've got like 30 minutes.
I know, because it was like
35
11:58.
minutes.
11:58, and we're like, oh, wait for the bells to ring.
Yeah, no, I was like, hold him off until the bell rings. Guys, okay, cool. Tippin's gonna go with his next thought and fly as close to the, like, innards of the bell to get closer to above bad dude that's trying to kill us.
Sure. So yeah, you sneak right up there
Yeah.
and you perch and you're looking for an opening.
I'm perching, I'm looking for an opening. I'm
Okay.
pulling stuff out of my bag.
Okay, so there's nowhere for you to really hide is the thing. It's a very sturdy room, but it's very sparse, like I said. So there's nothing for you to really hide behind.
Does he have a strike, or was that fireball just out of his hands?
It's out of his hands.
Of course.
Of course it was.
Of course it was.
That's another sign of,
How powerful he is.
yeah. He is going to attack you again.
Okay.
Just so you know.
No.
So, I thought that was 4 pluses. I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
I have to use special dice for him. He pushes out a burst of flame that's like the wrong color for fire. What color is it, chat? What color is this flame that he bursts from his hands this time? It comes out like a fountain. It's black. Oh gosh.
Oh, geez.
It's black.
It's
And
A Terasu.
he pushes this like burst of flame, this pillar of flame from his hands, and then he peels it apart like a string cheese. And part of it goes towards Owin and part of it goes towards Embrilar. And I need you guys to roll to defend.
Okay.
What is that? Like,
Do you have fight?
sort like I usually use Arcanica for. Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, that's fine.
Dice
got it.
down.
I got a 4.
What should I use? I have knife fight or Arcanica.
Let's just have you use knife fight for now.
-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a 4?
I had a 4.
Okay, so you are able to like block it with your strike enough to like hold it off. You're sweating even for an Afridi, and like you're feeling it, and it's exhausting to push back on. But when he feels Owin's side of it give, he turns and focuses it on Owin. And Owin, you're gonna take damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're gonna take damage. So everybody has 4, I think, fight blocks or whatever they're called.
Yeah, physical stress?
Physical stress.
Yeah.
We'll call it physical stress. You're gonna remove one of those blocks, Owin.
Bye.
And
Oh no.
you're now that you're injured.
Should have re-rolled that. That's okay.
Yeah, you get a -1 to subsequent rolls in this fight.
That's stupid.
That's the rules I was given before the game started. Actually, Owin, roll me a luck, please.
Okay. It's bad luck. No wait. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Reroll it.
Tippin.
Tippin's breathing into a bag.
No, Tippin's mad now.
It's
Same
still
thing.
bad luck. It's still bad luck.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just gonna take the bad
Yeah,
luck.
you have the -1, and you are deeply overwhelmed by how strong and how bad this is already. This is not good for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happens. He throws that black flame at both of you. He separates it, and then he feels it give on Owin's side, and he flings the other side at Owin. Owin tumbles back into the wall and reels from that injury. Now, really quick, just checking in with all of you guys.
Yeah.
Embrilar, how's your emotional state right now?
I'm scared.
You're scared?
I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm worried. I'm definitely worried.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like
even-
Embrilar is like, I mean, he's very confident and he does shoot off at the mouth because
Yeah.
he can't help himself.
Yeah.
He just can't. He's like, I hate this guy. Everything that he's done, everything that he stands for. But so I at this point I'm thinking. I mean, I already knew going in that I was probably like, I'm probably biting off more than I can chew. But I was like, okay, we'll still find a way through it. And I'm like, starting to think, okay.
Yeah, starting to
This
think
is
it's
going
not
to
a
be
good
bad.
idea.
So now, and plus Owen, I see Owen get hurt, so I'm going to yell out. I want her to get out of here. I'm going to like go get help, go flag down Sandir. I'll hold him off until Sandir gets here.
Except that I have raw magic.
I was going to check in with you. Hang on. Tippin, how are you doing?
Tippin's about to do something real stupid.
Oh no.
Okay, so you're mad.
He's real
real
he's
mad.
mad, but he's also like terrified and doesn't want to lose Owen and just saw like Owen get really badly burned.
Yeah.
Tippin's about to do something real stupid.
Roll me a luck, please.
Oh god.
Oh, do you have another
Oh
point?
my god.
Do you have a point?
You guys use so many.
I mean, it can only get worse. It can't get any worse than that.
Positive.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck.
So you, swelling with anger, trembling with rage and fear for your best friend in the whole wide world, you're suddenly hit with this overwhelming sense of like weird Zen calm. And you stop and you kind of take it in and feel what that feels like. And what it feels like to you is that you have all the time in the world and all the power in the world. For a couple of seconds, you feel totally untouchable. And all of this that's happening before you doesn't matter, and you're totally capable of fixing it. And then it goes away, sucked out like an airlock in space, and you are left with this trembling terror rage that you were feeling before that's magnified because you felt what it felt like to not have that. Okay? Owen, how are you feeling?
Well, so I fell back, and I'm really mad now because this is ridiculous, and I can't believe I'm in this situation, and I remember the raw magic. And
Yeah,
so
you have a reserve of raw magic.
I
For those of you
call-
who weren't here for that, I think, what is that, episode 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's episode 7. We did a flashback with Tippin and Owen and Gretty Bushelcroft, and they did a dungeon delve where you acquired basically you absorbed some raw magic on that trip, and it made you real powerful for a hot minute, didn't it?
It did indeed.
And you felt good
I did.
afterwards.
It's really good.
And so some of that is still in you, waiting to be called upon. And it's been a couple months since that adventure. So you've kind of been
sitting on
when
it.
do I get to use
Yeah.
that again?
Yeah.
You know?
So, remembering that and channeling my rage, where is he at in the room?
Yeah.
Again?
So back to the drawing board. He is over in this corner here. I will say you guys have kind of been blasted apart. So Embrilar's over here. Owen, you're on this side. Tippin, you're still up here by the bell. Okay. So he's still in the far
Wait,
corner
so where
here.
I just can't see.
Oh, sorry. He's still in this far corner.
Oh, he's in a corner.
Yeah.
Cool. I want to just like shoot a wall of like ice at him, just with all power and force pushing him into the corner at a constant rate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you using the raw magic?
Yes,
you
I'm
are.
specifically using the raw magic.
Are
yeah.
you intending to use all of it? Or are you just opening the bottle?
I'm just opening the bottle to see what comes out first, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
just
you're
like,
gonna pop it open and see if it fizzes over because you've shaken it up a little bit.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Okay. Last time on Warda Curiosities.
Come on,
Yes.
don't. Oh my
Oh!
god.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that was stressful.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So what is that? What have you got
So
for your? What are you rolling?
I'm thinking if I
Arcanica?
should re-roll it to get higher. Yeah, I'd roll Arcanica.
So you're rolling Arcanica, and you're opening that raw magic
Yeah.
up inside of you. You're summoning that from within, from where you hid it away
Right.
from that last time that you
it's
experienced
been
it.
simmering.
I'm
underneath
gonna
the
say
surface.
you get
I have a +3 for the wild magic.
for the wild magic. Good.
And then -1, so it's a 5 total.
it's a 5 total.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that you. What were you gonna say?
At the exact same time this is happening, Tippin's gonna make a stupid decision.
Okay, so
God.
let's do this part first, and then we'll cut to you. Okay, so Owin, you pull that raw magic from your core, from inside of you, surging with pain from the injury you've just received, and you throw your whole weight behind it. To what does it look like?
Basically, it's like almost like a glacier. Like I
Oh.
imagine like a wall,
Uh-huh.
and I'm pushing it towards him like I don't know, it's just like going really fast, and it's just like a wall of ice moving into him.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna say you start pushing.
Yeah.
And it like fades into view, like on Star Trek when they use the transporter beam. Like pieces of it appear, and then suddenly it's all there. You push, and then this wall flickers into being, sliding across the room towards him, and it clicks into the walls, trapping him in the corner, and just sits there. And like the fog from the frost comes off into the hot room. Tippin, what are you doing?
All right.
How stupid are you gonna get?
Oh God.
Tippin's making himself a bullet.
You're turning yourself into a bullet? Or you're
Uh,
making something into a bullet?
No, I'm making himself a bullet.
Okay.
Tippin is going to take the raw magic fruit and wrap it around himself, wrap the sheet around himself so the fruit stickiness is on the outside. And he is going to zoom with all of his might into bad guy's head.
Okay.
I also want to ask if this is coming with the fact that Tippin, I kind of want to see, am I able to use my high concept here?
What's your high concept?
I don't have time because I don't have enough time with my friends for them to die right now.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm going to say yes, and it translates into you moving really fast. Really fast. You move at the same time that Owin's glacier starts to appear. So as the glacier is coming into being and pushing forwards, you zoom down from the bow at top speed towards the Afridi's head as the glacier closes him in. Roll to hit.
I'm still giving this over to you.
Okay.
That's what I needed.
There we go.
With Giant Killer, do I get any bonuses because of the high concept?
No, because I'm going to say that the high concept gave you the
Gave
speed
me
you
the
needed
speed.
to reach your destination.
With Giant Killer, that's a 4.
That's a 4. So you slam into him. Is it with the fruit, or is it?
I want the fruit
What are you
to
using?
hit him.
Okay.
With that's
And it's a
wrapped
piece of
there.
that cursed fruit.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
so
want to hit him in the face.
you fly down there like a bullet, and you twist at the last second so that the fruit lands first. Can you roll me a luck, please? I'm gonna tell you first. You do hit him.
Okay.
I want you to roll me a luck.
God. Ah. It's bad luck.
You are taking damage from that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so take
Actually,
that
Tippin would
damage.
have been expecting that. So physical, that thing, cool.
The fruit does hit him. It's like at the base of his horn on his head. And he slams back into the wall from the force of you, away from the glacier, back into the wall. And he snarls in rage.
I will try to get my bearings and fly out of there as best as he can.
So the glacier covers.
fine.
You're in there with
That's
him.
fine. I'm in
the
there with
glacier
him.
covers everything. You're in there with him. And Owen, did you see him go in?
I don't know. Did
It was
I? I mean,
pretty
I'll roll to
fast.
notice. I'll
Yeah.
roll to notice.
I do want you to roll
And
because
every-
he moved really fast.
Every
I'll
roll.
roll as
Just
well.
your fighting rolls. get
Just
a
my
minus
fighting
one.
rolls. Okay.
I'll
Oh,
roll as
okay. It's a 4.
You saw something,
I'm
and you're not sure where he is.
Yeah.
I'm a 0, so.
Okay, yeah, you didn't see. You're like reeling from the attack still.
Yeah.
Because you're over there going, I don't know how much long I can hold him off. I really
Yeah.
don't know how I can hold him
And
off.
well, I'm also shocked because I mean, you probably didn't
I
tell
didn't
me.
tell you. No.
So I just
no
saw
way.
this like huge
You were like,
wall of
what?
raw magic, and I'm
Since
just
when
like,
could she
holy
do that?
smish!
Yeah. So, so he snarls and crashes back into the wall, and he reaches up with his gloved hand and tears like the residue off of his head, and like does that. He looks like he's staggered. Like he's like. He doesn't look poisoned, but he looks like winded from the impact of the giant killer. You socked him when you knocked the wind out of him a little.
And we can't see him. All we see is this wall
You can
of
just see
ice.
the ice.
Oh, we can't see anything.
And he looks at his gloved hand, and he rubs it, and he starts laughing.
Can we hear the laughing?
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's not a good sound.
It's not a plus
No.
No. And Tippin, where are you in this alcove that you've created by accident? Are you up near the ceiling? Are you down on the ground? Where are you?
Near the ceiling, by the ice wall.
Yeah.
Closer
Are you
the
trying to
ice
find a
wall.
way out?
No, I think Tippin's standing his ground.
Okay. All right. Tippin standing his ground.
I mean, like, he's staying with his back close to the ice wall for hopefully an opening because
And it's cold. It's
he
really
knows
cold
that's
up there.
fine.
Yeah.
He'd rather
touch
take
it,
cold
frostbite,
than
yeah.
burn.
Yeah.
He's like in fighting position, like.
Yeah. He's ready to hold his ground. Okay, so he does see you. It takes him a minute. He like studies the wall, and he kind of like catches his breath, leaning against the back wall of the clock tower, and he looks up, and he sees you, and he kind of laughs a little bit. That was a bold move.
I'm full of them.
Using my own fruit against me. It's a bold move.
Is it working?
You tell me.
Is it working?
No, it's not working.
No!
It's not working.
But I still hit him.
So
You
That's
hit
okay.
him. You hit
But
him.
he's,
and
he's
you
not
knocked-
turning to stone from
He's
his.
not
That's
turning to
okay.
stone.
You know, I hit him.
Yeah!
It was
I
a
want to
plan.
open. I think that Tippin is in there because
Okay.
I can't find him. I've been looking around. I can't find him. I ask M. He can't find him
Yeah, I
either.
can't see. I'm not
So
seeing anything.
I want to
You're
go.
pretty sure he's in there, yeah.
I want to like drill a hole so that
To get
at
him
least
out?
a pixie can get out.
Yeah.
Or have you
Because
do
I have
it.
fire magic. Can I throw like a fire spear? Like,
Yeah,
like
you
a
can
blade
try.
of fire.
It's
like,
a pretty thick wall. Owen
But-
did really well on that.
yeah.
But you can definitely try.
Yeah. That's a 1. Oh well.
Reroll
I
that.
have 1 left. All
You
right.
guys are burning these fate points here.
This is a serious battle.
Yes.
That's a 6.
Okay, yeah. So you head over there and you start to.
I take like my
Your
strike,
strike?
and I throw it like I'm about to throw a javelin, and when I a ball like it's coated in fire, and then I throw like a javelin, but the strike doesn't leave the hand, but the fire javelin does.
Oh,
and
cool.
it pierces,
That's cool.
And it pierces all the way through the.
And where is it on the wall?
I'm gonna say where the last time I saw where he was. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where Tippin is. I mean,
Well,
I know he's
I
in there,
saw-
but I have a general. How much room is behind the thing? Because I'm trying to hit him.
So yeah, let's
essentially,
go back
because
to
he's not gonna be able
the-
to see it coming.
So
I only kind of saw something, so I feel like I would have been like, "Hey, I think I saw him in this general direction. Aim for here."
Yeah, but
Specifically.
he's definitely trapped behind there. So even if Tippin may or may not be in there, I don't know. But he's definitely bad guy's definitely trapped in there. So I'm gonna kind of like shoot for like the center to where he most likely will be.
yeah. So here's
So
our
like the
ice
spear
wall.
hits him.
Here's our ice wall. This is not to scale because I don't really know how thick it is, but it's pretty thick. He's back
It's
here.
thick.
Tippin's up here near the ceiling. And you're throwing a javelin here.
Yeah, it's where the highest likelihood that he is.
Okay, so you're aiming for the Afridi.
Yeah.
Okay, you're aiming to attack the Afridi. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Why is he rolling so?
I just-
Okay, so you throw the javelin. It looks really cool. It like ejects from the end of your strike. Right, it sails through the glacier like butter. And on the other side, Tippin, it like erupts into a shower of sparks, having come out the other side of the glacier. And like lightning fast, the Afridi is on the wall where that hole is, where it burned through, and his hands are on the wall like a wild animal, and he is burning through the ice. He starts to burn all the ice where he's touching immediately begins to turn to water, and it's slow. It's not like super fast, but it's faster than it definitely should be. As he's burning through this ice wall.
Do I have time to do something while this is happening?
Yes.
I want to place more fire mines all around the edge of the wall.
Near the ice wall?
Yeah, because he's definitely there.
Yeah, he's definitely in there.
So yeah, like if he's like around like that little area, just like right outside of it.
Yeah.
How sharp are my tiny cymbals that I still have
Your tiny symbols.
that I got from the instrument shop?
Oh my gosh, I really don't know.
How sharp would
What are you
you
gonna
say
try
my
to do? What are
tiny
you trying to do?
symbols are?
What are you trying to do with them?
I'm trying to do something
How many are you putting down, Embrilar?
because he's not paying attention.
Like 3.
Okay. Oh, did I turn it off?
Oop.
I don't know what I did. It beeped. Okay, so you go and you put down these seals.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do, Tippin?
I just want to know if I can cut him with these symbols.
You can cut him
If
with them.
I'm thinking like Kyoshi Warrior fans.
Like the Warrior fans, yes.
but
Yeah.
with symbols, tiny symbols.
I really don't know. Do you want to roll an attack with that?
Yeah, because he stopped paying attention to me.
He did.
And he's trying to like get out. So I want to just hamper his progress as badly as I know this is going to hurt me. I don't want him to get to my friends.
Okay.
I'm going for his eyes
His eyes.
because they make me uncomfortable
Okay, roll for me.
with tiny symbols in hand. Okay, that's not awful. 1.
It's a 1, like
It's a
total.
1 total.
Yeah, you
Try.
let out this scream of rage, and you fly at him with these tiny symbols, and he, without even looking at you, just flaps his hand, and you get knocked to the side, and you hit the far wall.
I hate this guy.
I
got my hit. It's fine.
He's burning through the ice. It's going pretty fast. In the next couple of seconds, I would say it's he's gonna come through, and he's shouting from the other side. This could all be so much easier if you just listen. Through the ice.
Just listen.
You're trying to kill us.
Listen to yeah.
You
I
literally
told
just said
you
you're going to kill us.
I wanted to trade, but you didn't listen.
Like we would trust you, murderer.
Then you've missed your opportunity, Embrilar. She'll be dead any minute now.
Like I trust you. And then, okay, we'll see. Okay, so I also have, can I roll an insight plus the art of verbal confrontation to see, like, to see if he's telling the truth?
Okay.
That is a 4-6.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you can tell, this is not a man who bluffs. He doesn't need to. So whatever he's like I said, when you got there, he's tired. He's done. He's
over
He's
it.
not messing around anymore.
Yeah.
And he will kill you guys.
Yeah, well, he'll try.
Yeah, he's gonna try really hard to kill you guys.
Yeah.
But he still wants what he wants, and he knows that you want something still.
Yeah. She's at the warehouse, right? I yell out.
I don't know. Is she?
So that's a yes. You're a terrible liar.
And you're a terrible hero.
Yeah. And then, ooh. Maybe, but I'm going to try anyway. And then I throw another spear at him.
Okay, roll.
That's a 3.
It flies through the ice, and the same thing, Tippin on the other side. Sparks fly.
But now there's 2 holes.
Yeah, there's 2 holes, and he splits his hands apart, and he's burning through the ice. Owen, what are you doing during all this?
I'm thinking. I want to. So did it go over the top of him too? Right? It like blocked him all
it blocked
in.
him pretty much off. There's maybe like a couple centimeters up there. Nothing. It's too small for you to squeeze through, but it's
And Tippin's still in there, right?
as far as you know, he's not anywhere else in the room. That's a good. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm injured and I'm like losing my cool a little bit. I don't know what to do.
How's that raw magic doing? How are you feeling?
It's like
with that?
simmering. I feel like I want to use it again. I feel like I wanted to use because he's like coming out, right? So I want to take the water that's all melted on the floor. I want to use my wild magic and like raise it all up and turn it into spears and just shoot them all towards him.
That's cool. Go for it.
I was going to say this before the spear thing, but Tippin did feel the need after seeing Sparks.
Oh,
to,
do you have another?
Yeah. He backed up.
Like towards the very
can't get
back
any
corner,
worse than
up
that.
towards the ceiling. He feels like the ceiling is a safer place.
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
before.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna re-roll that because that was a very bad roll.
Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Yes, that's much
Hey.
better.
It's a lot better.
So that is 7 total.
7 total.
Yeah.
Okay. So
5,
tell me what it looks like.
8, 7. Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me what it looks like.
So like all of these puddles are like forming underneath where the glacier is,
where he's
and they all
pressing through it.
slowly like pull up towards me, and then all start to raise. The water starts to raise up, and as it starts to raise up, it starts to separate into like razor sharp pointed bits of ice, and then I'm just like waiting for him to appear. Like to burn all of the ice, and so the more he burns, the more they come up.
The
and
more spears
the
there
more
are.
spears there are.
Okay.
Totally angry.
Are
Okay,
they
so-
are they like needles or are they like
They're
like
like-
Indiana Jones trap spears?
No, they're like needle. They're like long, like almost this
Spears.
thin, just needles,
spikes.
spikes,
Okay.
super sharp,
Okay.
super sleek.
So while this is happening, I see what's happening. I get close to her and I formulate our plan. All right, we're gonna let him go.
Time to actually talk.
Well, we gotta. So I'm gonna, whenever the thing falls down, I'm gonna activate those. I'm whispering. I'm gonna activate the thing of all my traps. It's gonna cause a distraction. Smoke's gonna fly in the air. That's when you attack. He'll be distracted by all the fire, all my mines
Okay,
exploding.
so you're firing first, and then I'm gonna hold on to these until the
Well,
smoke.
Yeah, because I'm gonna set off my mines. The explosion's gonna happen. He's gonna be discombobulated from that,
Awesome,
and then
okay.
that's the time to attack.
Okay. Sounds good. So I hear all this and nod
Are you
exhaustedly.
gonna roll for that attack, or are you waiting for him to get out?
I'm gonna wait for him to get out. It's
Okay.
gonna be a reaction.
Okay, Tippin, what are you doing? You're still hiding up in the rafters because you're
I'm waiting for the
stuck
wall
up there.
to break now.
Yeah. Okay,
just
so the
going
wall
to.
starts to splinter and crack, and like shards of ice slide down and shatter like glass on the floor.
When the moment of space that I can fit through opens up, I'm going to fly through it.
Okay, I'm gonna say that happens. That a piece towards the top splinters and then cracks, and then a chunk of it falls out from the top because the crack has gone all the way up. And you take that opportunity. You zoom out, and both of you see him zoom out. What do you do when you get out?
We're 10 minutes. How fast can I fly to where Sandir is?
Oh, how fast can you get there? I'd say pretty fast. I mean, pixies fly much
Real
quicker
fast.
than people can move.
I go to Sandir.
Are you gonna tell them where you're going, or are you just gonna go?
No, I'm gonna.
think you're just
I'm
gonna
gonna
go?
say hold him off, hold him here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like Tippin has done his part that he thinks he can handle, but
Okay.
he thinks we need help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you fly out and you head to Sandir's, or to Chet's, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where Sandir
Yeah.
was. So you guys are there, prepped and ready for him to burst through the wall.
And as soon as he bursts through, I set off the mines, discombobulated, super attack from Owen.
Okay. Tippin, roll me a luck.
No, neutral
Neutral?
luck.
You get you like hear this voice in the back of your head. It's not a voice that you can put a face to, but it feels very familiar to you, and you're not sure why. And the voice is not. It's not clear what the voice is saying. It's kind of like someone is talking to you through the wall from like 2 rooms over. And they don't sound urgent. They just sound like they're talking to you. But you can't tell what they're saying because it's muffled as though through walls. But the voice is very familiar to you.
How familiar?
Like, again, like you can't put a face to it. So it's not anybody that you know immediately, but it feels very familiar to you to hear this voice. And it fills you with that a sense of that calm again.
Okay, I'm going to stop then on what I'm doing and try to focus on that voice.
Okay, roll me another luck.
So neutral.
You stop and you like focus on it, and the voice gets a little clearer after a few moments. Are you just hovering in the air?
Yeah.
The voice gets a little clearer after a few moments, and it says something about it not being the right time, and that time means different things to different people, and you especially.
Have I begun to be able to recognize the voice? No.
You really can't put a face to it. It sounds like something you haven't heard in a really long time. Like longer than you can remember. But like that's all you really get out of it. And so
Tippin's just gonna whisper to himself, the so-and-so.
I mean, is that what your gut's saying?
That his gut is thinking either the so-and-so or Remy.
Do you want to tell us what the so-and-so is?
The so-and-so
This is not something that Faye would know.
Yeah, most Fae don't know this. The so-and-so is like pixie creator, the pixie god. Like some sort of either like, we don't know if it's a Seelie or if it's like a god that like created the pixies. And it's like a belief that pixies have like more to give than what they are. I guess there's a reason that pixies exist and not just as cell phones.
Yeah.
So the so-and-so is that creator.
And not every pixie shares that belief. There are many pixies that don't believe that believe that their full measure of creation is to be the text messages of this world. And they live and then they die and that's it. There are some pixies who keep the religion, I guess, of the so-and-so very sacred. That's why the big folk don't know about it, because A, they don't care. B, most pixies don't have names yet. And C, it's very private even to the pixies. It's not something that you'd bring up in polite
Tippin
conversation.
himself is very private about even like having an inkling of belief for this.
I was going to say,
Because I
does
don't
Tippin
think-
believe in the
I
so-and-so?
don't think he's like adamant about it, but I think like there are times where he thinks that he accomplished things because of help from the so-and-so, but doesn't really acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's not religious, but he feels it from time to time.
Yeah, but he kind of feels like
kind
there's a
knows
bigger
that
reason.
there's something else.
Yeah. Okay. As you're focusing on that, and you have that moment of, is that God? The voice fades away, but you still feel
That it's not the right time.
that sense of like, it's okay. It's not the right time. It's okay.
Okay.
It's not the right time.
Then I stay and get ready to help with whatever's happening.
So you go back inside?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's burning through the ice. You can see him now as like the water is dripping down and you're building more and more spears. And it's all this like very tense moment. And he bursts through the wall, shattering the rest of it towards you guys.
And then I immediately set mine
And you
off.
set off the traps. What does it look like when they go off?
They literally like imagine like a landmine, but like a fire. So instead of just like explosion, it's like a wall of
Like
fire.
a bolt of fire.
Yeah, a bolt
Okay.
of fire comes up and it like just showers out in like a huge, like imagine you're at like a concert, whenever they have fire, it just goes like that.
Okay. And there's 3 of them, and it goes whoosh all the way up to the ceiling. And And Owen, are you flinging the stuff right
And
away?
as soon as the fire clears and it's just smoke is when I let go.
Okay. Can both of you roll me your attack?
What would this?
I think it would be Arcana.
Yeah, Arcanica.
Okay.
Because you're both using Arcanica.
And then it's also raw magic. So do you?
Is
also
this
get-
the
yeah.
Is this the raw magic roll? Because I rolled for that earlier.
You rolled for that earlier.
Or is it a
I mean, I
different
feel
roll?
like this is just your Arcanica.
This
don't
is just
you?
okay. Cool. So
Like
then
you're
that
still
would
on that
be
high, but
then it would be a 2.
a 2,
3.
3. Okay, so this looks spectacular.
It just doesn't work.
And you hear him go, ah! And he's like covers his face as the flames go up, and all of these needles of ice shoot at him across the room, burying themselves in the wall and in the floor. You see him get hit with several of them. And as the smoke clears, he's got a bunch of them sticking out of like his thigh and his shoulder and his stomach. And they just stay there, and then they melt. Like, they just melt before your eyes. And he looks winded and annoyed, but he doesn't appear to be injured by them.
He's not bleeding.
No, he's not bleeding. And it's still very smoky in here. It's very hazy. The bell kind of resonates from the noise of everything going off all at the same time. And at that moment, one of the clock faces collapses inwards with the force of like a cannonball. And as the smoke clears, Dove is there
What?
in a 3-point landing.
What? Superhero landing.
Spider-Man.
And Dove turns and yells, "Get out of here," to all 3 of you.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I also okay. And Tippin, I yell for Tippin, and go down the hatch.
And Dove looks at the Afridi, and the Afridi, winded, goes, "You made it." And she goes, "You're damn right I did. We have a lot to talk about, you and me." And he goes, "Let's talk." And then he flings fire at her, and she like dives out of the way and like blasts him with this like cyclone that like spirals him up to the ceiling and drops him down again.
Yeah.
Are you guys fleeing the scene?
I don't even see this.
Yeah, you're
Because
gone.
I'm
You're already
done.
downstairs.
I'm making sure she
I'm
goes
done.
down.
You're already downstairs.
And then I'm gonna yell, "Do you need help?"
And Dove, like winces from getting hit with something and goes, "Go save Fennel."
And I'm out. I'm out.
Tippin, are you going with them?
I'm looking around for you.
Tippin's so curious now.
I know, Tippin. What's your trouble?
What's this?
What's this?
Um,
So Tippin, what's going on? What are you gonna do, man?
good luck I go, bad luck I stay. Okay, I go.
You leave. Okay. Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna give you one of these because you invoked your trouble and you rolled for it. So fate says you go, but so you guys flee the scene.
Yeah.
Do you guys want a break? Is that what I'm seeing
we
in the
have a little
chat? You
break?
want to take a break? You guys want to take
I
a break?
need a little time.
Okay, let's take a quick break. Let's come back in like 5-ish
Oh
minutes.
God.
How much do you want to break? It's already almost 10.
Oh, it's
Really?
it's like 9:36. What do you think?
Like 4 minutes. Like I just need a moment to breathe.
Okay,
maybe grab a drink of
we'll do
water.
a really quick break, you guys.
Really fast
We will be
break.
right back. Don't go anywhere. So much smish is about to go down.
Yeah.
If that wasn't enough for you, we'll be right back.
All right.
You
Okay,
guys
all right.
have your mics back on?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for indulging us in that break. We needed a quick breather. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Jordan, for shouting out the links in the chat today. We hope you guys are enjoying it and all the feelings I'm making you feel. So, you guys flee the clock tower, and you
Yes.
can hear as you're running from the clock tower the chaos and the fighting that are happening up in the bell tower. You can hear it. The whole block kind of rumbles occasionally from the fighting that's happening up there. And other people on the street kind of like glance, but no one really pays too much mind to it. So you guys are running straight for the warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Now that you know where the warehouse is, now that Dove has taken up the fight for you, you guys run to the warehouse. Knowing that you have dropped off your informant at the warden station, and you've sent word to Corgan Vance that this is where the warehouse is, this is where things are. You get to the warehouse, and Corgan Vance and a number of wardens have set up a perimeter.
Yeah.
And you see Corgan right away. You guys make your way over to him. You're all pretty messed up right now. You've taken a beating, all three of you.
Yeah.
And Corgan turns and he's like, "There you are. Where have you been?"
That is a long story. Where is Fennel?
I don't know. We can't get inside.
Why? Is there a barrier? Like
There's
what?
a barrier. We have the Arcanica Guild on the way, but we haven't been able to get in. Do you want to try?
Yes. And I
I'd
just
like to see if there's any small opening in this barrier.
Okay, go ahead. Oh my God.
That is a 7 notice.
Absolutely. So Tippin interrupts this conversation, shockingly, and says, "I can see an opening in the magical barrier. It's been a trap. That's why you couldn't get in. I'm going in." And you
And I
you
step
go.
in.
Yeah.
I
And
go.
you go.
I go in.
You go. Beautifully. And Corgan Vance goes, "Was that pixie?
yeah, that's Tippin.
Why do you all look like hell?" Never mind. We need to get in there and find out what's going on.
Agreed.
We haven't been able to get in. We've been trying everything.
All right, let's go. Fennel's in there.
Okay,
And-
so you guys head towards what looks like the entrance. Tippin, you've spotted a weakness in the barrier up near the top, like at the very apex of the building, where no one would go except for a pixie. And you dive in,
Pixie to do
and
this.
as you dive in, you feel the barrier ripple away from you, like a cloth being ripped from a table in a magician's act. And you zoom into the building through one of the cracked open windows. It is a large warehouse. It is full of machines and rooms and storage units and things like that. It's not in use, just like Esmeralda said, but it has been used for things recently. There is the hum of machinery, and there is the grumbling, grinding of old gears. It takes you a minute to get your bearings. Are you going to try to let them in? What do you want to do first?
I
when
want
you're
to
in
find
there?
Fennel.
You want to find Fennel?
I want at least a visual. I'm not trying to do anything.
You just
I just
gotta
want
find
to
her.
find where she is so I can tell people.
Okay, so you're overlooking the main floor of the warehouse, and there are gears moving on some of the machines, but there's no people. There's no one in here.
Okay.
Sunlight is streaming in through the skylights, but there's no one in. But you can see that there are machines. The gears are moving, machines are humming. There's smoke coming out of a couple of places, there's pulley systems that are moving across the ceiling, and stuff is moving. Something is active in here. As you search, you find that in another section of the main room that's sectioned off from where you were, there's a piece of conveyor belt that's running.
Is she tied to a conveyor belt?
She's not on the
Okay.
conveyor belt, but as you keep searching, you hear some movement in one of the back rooms.
Okay. I'm going to head towards it as quietly as I can
Okay.
and try to either find a way into that back room or at least find a way to hear what's happening into that back room.
Okay, so as you get closer, you hear that it's definitely Fennel.
Okay.
You can hear her.
Is
She's
there anyone else in there?
she's talking. You don't hear anybody responding, but you hear her talking. And as you get closer, you can hear that she's there's a tinkering sound of metal. And she's "Come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't have time for this. Come
Getting
on."
in that room.
Okay. So the door is locked, but there's like a chink of the wood missing near the top. And you see that right away.
Squeeze it.
This is all part of your giant roll that you just did. And you zip into the room. Fennell is in this room, which is connected to the main room. She's in a cage, and the cage is connected to part of the pulley system. As you enter the room, the pulley system jerks to life, and it pulls her through one of the walls. No, 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 no! Come on!
Okay,
no!
how's it connected to the pulley system?
It's a very intricate, like, machinery, like,
Lock.
connection lock thing on top, and she swings.
And how is she locked in the cage?
There appears to be, like, a lock on the bottom of the cage, and one on the top of the cage.
What kind of lock?
Like, it's built into the cage.
Yeah, but what I'm asking
Like,
is...
it's not
is
like a
this-
lock you can pick.
So it's not like a key?
There's
no
not a key,
keyhole.
correct.
Okay. Mm-hmm. There goes plan number 2.
Right. But so her cage swings out into the main
But-
room and begins to follow the track of the pulley system through the factory.
Are Fennell's hands free?
They're
Can she
tied at the
perform
wrist.
minor magic?
They're tied at the wrist, so I don't know. You'll have to
Okay,
try
I'm
to.
gonna go to Fennell and
Okay.
I'm gonna ask her if she can make some piece of wood or something that I can jam into the gears.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my
Make
gosh!
something!
Oh my gosh!
I will jam it into the gears, something you can't reach.
Okay, let me try." And she tries, and it fails. Like the magic in her hands,
I
like
still have my
sparks and
symbols, right?
sputters. Yes.
I'm gonna jam it into the gears.
Where are you gonna jam it into the gears?
Whatever's connected to the conveyor belt, just into that intricate mess.
Okay. You jam it into the gears. She swings to a stop, and like the gears screech,
Okay, I'm gonna find more things to jam into
and the gears screech elsewhere in the room, and it echoes.
I'm gonna find more things to put
You
in
guys
the
are
gears.
just outside, and you can hear all of this as you're trying to get in the front door.
Like the gears screeching and stuff?
Yeah.
the
Why
doors-
can't we get in?
The magical barrier.
Okay. And there.
Did Fennell keep her stone thumb on her?
No, I think it's in the
Was it
evidence.
removed?
It was,
Yeah,
removed.
the stone thumb is in
Okay,
evidence.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking
Yeah.
of things I could
She's
use.
desperate
missing
at
a
this
thumb.
point.
I'm desperate.
Yeah. But didn't they like put like a prosthetic on in there or something? So there is a prosthetic.
Yeah, she's got like a small prosthetic on.
Can her prosthetic be removed?
I'm sure it'll be uncomfortable if she does it.
But can it be removed? I need things that I can shove into this thing. I'd rather save Fennell's life.
Are you
it's
are you
really
flying around the room
I'm
looking
flying
for
around
stuff?
to find other things to just jam in there.
Okay, you find like a wrench.
Cool.
You find like a
I get
big wrench.
I'll jam it in there, and I want to jam things in the other gears
Okay,
as
so
well.
the other gears
Any
that are
gears
screeching,
connected to this machine.
the other gears that are screeching are closer to the front, near the front doors, and there's like a pipe, like between the two handles of the front doors. That's like, so the doors are locked, but there's also this pipe holding them in place. You could grab the pipe.
I grab the pipe.
Okay, you grab the pipe and you stuff it in the gears, and they screech and they groan, and the whole room kind of like shudders. The machinery is all like starting to whistle and steam and stuff like that.
Great, I'm doing more.
And you're just gonna leave them
Anything I can
outside.
do-
You're just gonna leave them outside.
As of right now,
I'm bashing up against
Okay,
the
Tippin
okay.
is
barrier.
like single-minded
All right.
trying to stop Fennell
Oh
from
my gosh.
dying.
So you jam all the stuff into the gears, and then Fennell screams because part of the pulley system has given way, and she's dangling in the cage.
Why is she dangling?
The cage like has come unhooked because of all the stuff you're jamming in the gears, and she's swaying dangerously over from 30 feet up.
Now I get the people.
Okay, so you go to the doors and you throw the doors open.
Yes.
And the magic barrier recedes
'Kay.
because you've opened the doors from the inside. So you guys rush in. What do you do?
I'll scream, if she doesn't have time, someone catch her.
Yeah, that's what I do. I see what's happening, and I immediately just I catapult myself up to catch her.
So the cage is still attached, and she's still in the cage. So the cage is now swaying over everything.
Can you create a landing pool of water magic, and then I can burn I can melt through the pulley system so she falls down? Because I mean, we're not gonna die from that height.
No, you're not going to die from that height.
That'll hurt.
Do you say anything as you come in?
Yeah, I'm like Fennell. Oh, I see Fennell. Fennell, are you okay?
I'm okay, but there's no time. There's a ton of traps in the back room. They're all going to go off because you're here now. He told me that as soon as you got here, they'd go off.
Like what? Like what traps? Like what?
Just get her
Just
down.
get her
Just
out.
get her down.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm wanting to.
I've been
Can
trying to
I-
pick this lock for 3 hours.
Oh, I'm just gonna burn
Is
through
she,
it because I've.
is she
heat.
stopped a little bit because of all the jamming?
Yeah,
right?
it's like
She's,
swaying from the momentum.
Would it be possible for me to create, like he said, like a bubble of water that if she fell into it, it would sort of catch her, and then I could put it down?
I mean, you can roll Arcanica for that, yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to do, and then you melt the cage.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'll roll. It's a 2.
It's a 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so you like develop this bubble, and it's not a very big bubble
Yeah.
of water. It's enough that like if she was 5 or 10 feet up, it would be enough cushion, but it's not enough cushion for that height.
Are there any other wardens here that can do that? Because I mean, we do have like a whole bunch of them.
So the interesting thing is the wardens can't get in.
Just us,
You
of
guys
course.
got in.
Just us. Okay. We're Cord Advance couldn't. Okay.
He's outside going, "What's going on?"
Wait, what kind of factory was this again?
It was some kind of textile factory.
Yeah, milling.
So like there's big looms everywhere and like
Well, I also like. Okay. Well, we've established that I can like do like a if I'm
a
falling.
little jet thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna catapult myself up, burn through the thing, and then recede down using like holding onto her, and then using that like one hand to like.
You hold that whole thing up. It looks heavy.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna like burn through the lock, get her out.
Ow.
So
on
like
the bottom.
catapult myself up, use my hand, cover my hand in flame, burn the lock, pull her out, and then jump down, and then like slow the descent
Okay.
with a fire hand.
Roll for it.
I mean that's a 4.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
So you're able to like jet yourself up
Unless I
there.
also get like a bonus for like Fennell's in danger.
It was his head motion.
I don't know, like a possibility.
What's your trouble
Half gene pride.
and what's your art?
My art is the art of verbal confrontation.
Oh boy. Well, that wasn't this game, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, no. So you have a 4. You jet yourself up there and you latch onto her cage and it swings dangerously and she grabs the bars where you are and she looks into your eyes and she's like, "I didn't think I was going to see you again."
I promised you that I was gonna find you. I fought him. He said he was gonna kill you, but I would never let anything happen to you.
I tried so hard to get out.
I know.
He's so bad, Embrilar. He's so bad.
I know. I fought him. I know.
You what?
I fought him.
And the cage like creaks and like swings even further.
I fought him. I got away. I'm here to rescue you. I promise nothing will happen to you. And I burned through the lock.
So you burn through which part? The bars, the floor, the ceiling? Because there's a lock on the floor and the ceiling.
Whatever is like, if there's a lock on the bottom, I want to burn through the lock so the whole gate will open and then I can grab her.
The machines start moving again.
Ah!
The pieces burst out of where you've stuffed them, like breaking a window, crashing into other machines, and the gears start moving. So while you're attached trying to burn through the cage, it swings forward and continues to go. And it's faster. It's a little faster now. And she's like, "We don't have any time left. This is not good." And she's like pounding on it, trying to weaken it like desperately
Yeah.
because she has nothing else she can do right now. You guys are trying to burn through that. She's like trying to pull it apart while you're burning through it. You guys come around a corner and the cage drops out of the air. Like the top releases as part of the machinery and it drops. And you guys fall, but you don't fall like onto the floor. Like part of the floor swings open and you guys drop down into the floor into darkness.
Can I like try to like stop myself before that
You
happens?
can try. Go ahead and try for me.
That's a 4.
It's a 4. Okay, you have enough to like, you have enough, I'll say you have enough to stay attached to the cage where she is,
Yeah.
and enough to like, try to
like-
like bounce you guys.
Because like what I was wanting to do, and I don't know if it's possible now, but like if the floor opened to like catapult us sideways back before dropping into it. So not like to slow us, but like to like shoot us
Sideways,
out of to
yeah.
land us back onto the ground.
Yeah. So you do that at the last possible second, and the cage hits the corner of the opening in the floor, and like leans out, and then slides back down into the hole.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you guys are now in like the basement
Okay.
of the building. Anybody else?
Well, is there a way to get down there that I can get down
I mean, there's
there?
like a big gaping hole in the floor.
Tippin flies down there.
Okay. Glow that little hat, Tippin. So Tippin flies down with his hat glowing. It's like the storage. It's like the shipping area. And it's dark and it's very cavernous. But the cage is now on the floor, and it's like, it's dented in. And
Your dice are like blessed.
it's dented in. You're still holding onto it, trying to burn through it. One of the bars has snapped, and it's like in Fennel's thigh.
Okay.
But she hasn't screamed. She's just gripping the bars and looking at you.
Yeah.
Do I see this?
And yeah, you see it, Tippin.
Is it bleeding?
Yeah.
Is it bleeding? Academia, is this a vital artery?
It's like that. Yeah. Go ahead and roll for it.
That's a 5, Academia. Is
I
this a
mean,
vital point?
if you don't get her out of the cage, she'll probably die from that.
So we need to get her out of the cage.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. 'Cause is the melting even doing anything?
You are making progress. It's hard, but you are making progress. It is starting to melt through on the other side, where you're putting your hands.
Well, so I'm burning it, and then I'm also jerking it to like try to like, and I'm like having her
jostle
kick it.
Yeah. This is like that moment in, what is it, Casino Royale, where she's in the elevator. And they're drowning.
Oh, in the water.
Anyway,
yeah.
so
Don't say that, because the girl in the elevator died.
So roll me a luck, Embrilar.
Good.
Yeah. So you finally push through, and the cage like pieces of the bars slide apart, and you like pull it apart. And
Very Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes, and you pop open the cage basically.
Yeah.
And you're able to like pull it out of her thigh real fast.
Yeah.
And then like scoop her out of the cage into
Like
your
this.
arms.
I have her like this.
Tippin's gonna use his body to try and stop blood
Oh
flow.
my gosh, Tippin. Your wings will get wet.
That's okay.
Buddy.
Tippin's gonna try and just use his body to
You like
put pressure
you like
on
starfish
that
yourself
wound.
onto her wound.
Yeah, because I have clothing too, because I can also
Yeah,
rip
yeah,
that
yeah.
off and like I don't want to like tie you
He
around.
like picks you
I-
up
okay,
and then
Tippin-
Yeah,
just
like
doing
you're doing
that.
this, and I'm like, I got this, and I tie like a
And
a
Fennel is
tourniquet.
like white as a sheet, shaking, and her hands are
fine.
balled up into fists.
You're gonna be fine.
We have to get out of here.
We will. We will.
We have to get out of here now.
We will.
So I'm still on top. How far down are they? How far down is it?
It's like 20 feet.
Can I make like some ice stairs? Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Ice stairs?
Ice stairs.
Stairs.
That's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use a little wild
Let
magic.
it go.
Well, do I
Let
need
it
to use
go.
wild magic to do that, or do you think I can just do that on my own?
I'm gonna say your adrenaline is really high. Go ahead and use the wild magic.
Okay. And this is not an attack,
Ooh.
so I don't take a
Went
minus,
with the
right?
wind and
What'd you say?
sky.
This is not an attack, so
Right,
I
you
don't
don't
take a
take that
minus.
minus, nope.
So that is 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You like run towards this hole in the floor and go wham, and these stairs just go. Psh. There's like railings and intricate carvings and everything. It's very elegant.
Yeah.
You
I'm
modeled it
imagining
secretly after
Elsa.
House Ardeo's grand staircase. It looks just like
It
it.
literally feels like that moment in Frozen,
Yeah.
and then handrails and everything.
And you like slide down into the hole, and there they are.
Up the stairs.
Yeah,
go,
no,
go,
let's go.
go.
No, so we climb up the stairs.
All right, you
And we
climb
get
up
out.
the stairs and you run.
Yeah, we run to the front door to get out back to where
Everybody roll me a luck.
Oh God.
neutral.
Neutral.
Bad luck.
Bad luck. So Owen's like, go, go, go! And you guys run for the door, and Owen runs after you. And as you run up the stairs, Owen, your stairs disappear beautifully, like as they're part of you, like they're part of your train as you're running. And you're running towards the door, and the back half of the building explodes. And Owen, you get thrown forward from the blast out into the street, and you collapse in the road.
Oh God. No.
And that's how you save Fennel.
Tippin goes to Owen
Yes.
right now.
We're gonna flash forward, because now it's 10:04. We're gonna flash forward. You guys end up back at the warden station with medics and people to like. You're wrapped in shock blankets. You know, you've got tea and stuff, and it's a couple hours later. Everyone is exhausted. The Arcanica Guild is out there like putting out the fires and like examining the traps and trying to figure out what happened here. It's very elaborate. It's very shocking. Pixies are flying everywhere. The sky is like thick with pixies because everyone is talking about what's going on and no one knows what's going on. And several hours later, you guys are in the warden station. I'm gonna say, Embrilar, you are sitting on the floor outside of the room where Fennel is being operated on. How are you feeling right now?
Just empty. Just drained. I mean, everything that's happened over the course of this entire, like, since I got a message to go to a ball with Fennel and the captain. And
Yeah, there's a quick cut back to, like, you're in your head to that day, and you're like, you came out of the captain's office and you went, "Captain's going to the party with me, woo!" And everyone was like, "Yeah!"
And then now I'm sitting here covered in, like, her blood. I'm covered in, like, scorched,
Soot
like,
and
burns
scorch,
and
yeah.
soot and everything. And I have her blood on my hands, and I have burn marks all over me, and I'm just, like, torn. My clothing is all, like, my warden jacket is just all shot.
Yep.
And I'm just sitting there.
So done.
Thinking about, I have, like, flashbacks. I'm seeing Chet's dead body. I'm seeing Ringy's dead body. I'm seeing her ingenue's dead body. I'm
Yeah.
seeing all of them, and I'm just, like, just drained.
Just so much has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of that voice, like, that one little voice box caused all of this.
Yeah. The door opens, and the brownie doctor comes out. Not the brownie doctor, but like a brownie doctor. Brownies are really good at healing. A brownie doctor comes out and removes her spectacles and looks at you and sighs and pats you on the knee, because that's the level she's at.
Yeah.
Aw.
And says, "You're gonna need to get some rest. So is she."
Is she gonna be okay?
"Oh, I think she'll be all right. It's going to take some time, and you need to give her the rest that she needs.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if, well, it's not my place to say.
What?
She's going to be all right.
What were you gonna say?
Just what she was saying from the anesthesia. She said something about leaving the force. Just to prepare you. I know that this is your partner, and
No, I don't.
you've been through a lot.
I don't blame her.
So, and she like pats you.
Thank you.
She toddles off and shuts the door behind her. But she leaves it open a crack so that if you want to go in, you probably can.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, just to
She's-
check on her.
Yeah. So the lights are turned low. She is she's lying on the bed, the operating bed, and she's very out of it. Like, she might be asleep, but she, in general, like her vital signs are stable. There's like it's not like a screen, but there's like a window on the wall that's made of like opaque glass, and the glass like blinks to show that her vital signs are stable.
Okay.
And there's a nurse in there, another brownie, and she's just finishing tidying up, putting everything back on the tray, and then she wheels the tray out and leaves you alone with her.
And I just grab a chair. I don't scoot it because that'd make noise. I slowly move over and just sit, put it next to her, sit down, and just hold her hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think you feel it squeeze back, but she doesn't wake up. She's just too tired.
Yeah.
In the warden station, elsewhere, you two are hunkered down in a room, recovering, whatever that means at this point. What are you doing?
I think I found myself some salt wine somewhere.
Oh, you
managed to
did. You
find
did.
Some.
There's a
So I'm
Nayati in
like-
this place that keeps it in his desk.
I'm
Or
like,
like you
in a-
lockpicked into the evidence locker and
Yeah.
like, don't care.
don't care. So I'm drinking heavily and, bandaged and like in pain and just sitting. Tippin's
Tippin,
nearby.
what are you doing? What are you eating? What is it? Is it marzipan? Did someone find marzipan for you? They were like, what do you need? What do you need? And you were like, I want marzipan now!
I need it.
Someone was like, okay, so they brought you this tray of like marzipan and like petit fours and like tea cakes and stuff. Because pixies need sugar to survive. So you guys are just sitting in silence?
Yeah.
Exhausted?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So magic salt wine.
No, I just love Argyle Primes. Well, actually.
Okay. Yeah, salt wine is actually like artificial ocean brine with alcohol in it. That's really what it is. Yes, Alexis is correct. The best kind does have dead fish in the bottom.
Oh.
That's the best. That's the best kind.
A martuna.
Stop.
Tuna-tini.
Tippin makes the mental note of having to
Flick his ear
Embrilar's
again,
ear,
yeah.
like, twice.
So you guys are sitting kind of in a public area watching wardens go by and like do their work
I
like
to
nothing has
imagine
happened.
We're on a bench.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting
yeah.
on the same bench.
Yeah, so it's
like,
her and this tiny
this
you.
tiny-
Is there like actual shock blankets that like
Yeah.
for they use for like in real life, but
I have,
for
like,
Warda
the
they
corner
actually
of
do
the
like
blanket on me.
they cause like peace of mind and they have a
Yeah,
calming
it's like a thunder
magic.
vest. You guys
Yeah.
are just like,
And there's like and you have like it's one over you, but then there's also Tippin just like under like the little fold at the corner.
yeah. I feel like you're so calm that you're drinking it out of a straw.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like-
yeah.
A curly straw.
For sure.
And you guys are just watching life go on like none of this ever happened. And Corgan Vance comes out of his office and he sees you two and he says, "Where's Embrilar?" And you both like,
I point in a direction that I think I saw him
So
recently.
he nods and he goes down the hallway. The door, there's a knock at the door.
Yeah.
Corgan Vance peeks into the room. I don't mean to interrupt, but can I,
Yeah. And I just I stand up holding her hand and then I lean down and kiss her hand and then set it down gently and then walk over to him to exit the room.
So he takes you out into the hallway and he's like, I wanted to talk to all three of you at the same time. Can I have you go into one of the rooms?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So he brings you guys into one of the interrogation rooms, basically.
Yeah.
And he, as he's about to close the door, he hears a call from down the hall and he's like, give me just a moment. And he steps out and he shuts the door behind him and you guys are in this room together, chilling until he gets back.
Can I open the door and listen to what is he's?
I mean, he like walked down
Okay,
the hall.
he walked
You
down
heard
the
him
hall.
walk
Okay,
down the hall.
okay,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And you guys sit there for a few moments in silence. You guys are just exhausted.
Are you okay, Owin?
Yeah.
I need you to get like blown
Just
like
take a sip.
40 feet.
She's like, you do one of those like the drag queen trying to get the straw.
You know.
Thank you for both of your help. Like, really. I couldn't have.
Yeah, I didn't expect to help this much. But you're welcome.
I couldn't have saved her without you guys. Tippin. You guys are the best friends I have.
Aww.
Thank you.
His little hand pats your knuckle. Yep.
How's the marzipan, buddy?
He doesn't say anything. He's just like. After a moment, there's a knock at the door,
Yeah, and I open it.
and Dove slides into the room and shuts the door behind her really fast.
And I groan very loudly. Why?
Everybody okay?
I mean, as best as can be. Thank you.
I am very sorry that things got
I
that
fly
messy.
up to her face. Who the hell was that?
Okay, I can see that you're very upset. I'm gonna need you to sit down.
Was
Guys, she did kind of save
Yeah,
us.
you saved our lives. Who was that?
Who was that?
You knew him. Who was that? You owe us an answer. We all almost died.
Can you sit down, Tippin, please?
Tip.
She did use your name.
She did use my name. I noticed that.
Tippin will remember you said that.
And I sit.
So Tippin sits
Actually,
on his pile of marzipan.
I sit on my pile of marzipan.
Yeah.
And take a small piece and just.
Dove like runs her hands. She looks pretty
Beat up.
beat up. Maybe like she jumped out of a burning building and then like stole a motorcycle
Yeah.
and like slid under a train and like stuff like that. But she's like alert and okay for the most part.
Is he dead?
Dead? Ha 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 ha.
So that's a no.
No, he's not dead. I just wanted to make sure that you're all okay. Is everyone okay?
Best as can be.
Not bleeding anymore.
Okay. Okay. Good. I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. I mean, you did
You're
kind of like.
welcome.
Says Owen, feeling regenerated from overconfidence.
Was Yashara half Sealy?
Excuse me?
Was Yashara half Sealy? Is that why she's dead? We listened to the voice box that guy was after, Mr. Scarthroat, whatever his name was.
Scarthroat is a good name.
I like it.
Says Owen around her straw.
Yeah, we never get that guy's name. Scarthroat it is. Is that why all this happened? Someone found out, someone did something they shouldn't.
She snaps her fingers and the entire room goes boom. And there's a silencing spell in the room now.
Yeah.
I need you to understand something. I don't have a lot of control over this situation. What you all did was very helpful, and I appreciate that. If anyone knew what you know right now, I would have to kill them. But I don't want to, because you helped.
I mean, we don't really know. You didn't confirm, so.
What I'm saying is, if any of you ever speak of this again, I will not be the one who comes for you. What I'm telling you is that you're not worth a soul brand. Do you understand what I mean by that, Embrilar?
Thank you.
If I had my way, I would just give you the soul brands and be done with it. I don't have that choice to make. Do you
I know.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm giving you this chance because I appreciate what you did.
I mean, do I have the Vox box? I think one of us has it. I think I have it. Or do you have it?
I think it's in my.
It's in your vault?
It's in my, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So you didn't have that conversation.
No,
just there.
we didn't have
No,
that
no, no. I just
conversation.
that was a table talk. So
So
that was
that's
like
fine. That's fine. That's fine. So she goes, "Do you still have the box?"
yes.
Good. That's good. Can I have it?
Can I ask what you're going to do with it?
Take it away so that no one else finds out.
Because if anybody else does, then
How do
they
you
have to
know?
die.
How do you know that guy?
What guy?
The guy you fought?
Scarthroat.
Scarthroat?
Scarthroat. That's a good name. That is a good name. Let's just say I know him really well.
Is he a former Hand of Amun? Or a current Hand of Amun?
And she lifts her arm, and the soul brand is glowing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say.
Whoa. Can I have the Vox box?
If anybody else finds it.
Oh, God. Fine.
So many people have died because of this.
I take off
What's
my
going to
necklace
happen to
and
the
open the
box?
You
vault.
open the vault.
I take it out.
She takes it, and she holds it and looks at it.
Out of curiosity, though, can you tell us which one it was?
Which what?
Who was her father? I mean, it's not like we're not going to tell anyone, otherwise we're going to die. We can't tell.
Does it say on the Vox box?
No, we just hear a voice. I mean, when was the last time any of
L?
us met a Sealy? Yeah, we have an L.
L.
And she puts it into her vest pocket, and it literally disappears as she's putting it into her pocket. Like, there's no bulge in the pocket. It's
As
just
expected.
gone. Yeah, as expected. She kind of, like, brushes her hands off. I appreciate what you all did. And I sincerely hope we never see each other again.
Be well.
Best of luck with Fennel.
Tippin will fly up and hold out his hand.
His tiny little hand. Dove kind of looks surprised. And then she... And then there's footsteps in the hall, and she, like, glances at the door, and then she, like, does one of these, and she's someone else.
Yeah.
Like, she looks like a warden.
Yeah.
She looks like that guy that you can't remember his name, but you know you've seen him around the office
Yeah,
before.
that guy.
That guy.
Oh.
She does one of these, and she glances at you guys, and she nods, and then she steps out of the room, and Corrigan goes, "What the hell were you doing in there?" And she goes, "Cleaning up. You guys left all of these coffee cups everywhere. Gosh," and, like, scuttles away.
Wait, before she does, can you clean up my tray too?
And she's like, and she, like, takes the marzipan and, like, leaves. But as Corrigan walks into the room, she winks at Tippin, and then she heads out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I like her. already.
Corrigan shuts the door and sits down, and basically he's like, "All right. I think we just need to move forward with a clean slate, and let's everybody. Well, you don't work for me, but you're all getting a bonus, and you're gonna have 3 spans of paid leave."
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome, especially Fennel. She gets 4. I just don't even know where to start with the paperwork for this.
Yeah.
Sounds rough.
It all started with a ball.
Who knew?
It was such a beautiful event, too.
Bonus?
Well, I'm going to pay you because you helped on the case. I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to.
Excellent.
Owen's like, "Yeah." And the camera pans out. We see you guys in the conference room kind of talking with Captain.
Mm-hmm.
We see Fennel sleeping soundly on the medical bed with her vital signs still pulsing steadily. She's doing okay. She's fighting through it, but she's resting. The busy warden's office, we pan out. The city is busy. It's like 4 p.m. People are getting ready to leave work. It's a busy, beautiful day in Amengrad. And the camera continues to pan past pixies zooming everywhere, out and out and out, until we sit at the very top of the city overlooking the entire map. Clouds and the weather stations are hovering, and everything is right with the world for now. And that's the game. That's the game, everybody.
Nice.
So that is technically the end of this story arc, which means we've hit a huge milestone. Thank you guys so much for being in the chat. Thank you for being patient while we went over time a little bit to wrap up this section of the story. Thank you guys for shouting out suggestions in the chat. Thank you for making up headcanon stories in the chat. We love that. Thank you guys for tuning in, for checking out the social media links, for checking out the Dungeon Dome Kickstarter, for checking out our Patreon. If you love what you saw tonight and you want more and you want bigger and better things from us, join the Patreon, because that is how you're going to directly affect the story, both with plot twist polls, by creating your own characters and becoming canon, and helping finance this project as it continues to grow and develop for you. Good job, guys.
Thanks.
How do you feel? How are you?
Oh my God,
Are you
I feel
okay?
great. I feel
Yeah.
good. That was intense.
Are you okay, Frank? Are you
We
okay?
made it.
Fine.
We
I
made
get
it.
really affected by campaigns of any kind.
Everybody's
I get
okay.
really
That was
emotionally
intense. That was
invested.
good. That
Everyone's
was close.
okay,
I know, I
though.
know. It was just a lot.
That was good. That
Oh,
was really
man.
intense.
Like there's a thing on here that says mental stress.
Yeah.
And it goes up
I'm at
to
a
4.
3. I'm at a
and I
3.
feel like Tippin's not at
Tippin's at,
4.
like, a 10
Tippin's
right now.
He's
Yeah.
a 10.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, JJ, on the 1s and 2s. Everybody give them a hand. I am so sorry that you were all put through so much trauma. There are so many NPCs that died in the making of this film.
It was so
Um,
many.
But all the PCs made it through.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Little scarred.
And
here
hey, guys, it's not a total loss. Sandir is still alive.
Oh,
Right?
thank God.
Sandir.
Sandir
Chanel
Chanel
is
is still
alive.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah, where was Sandir at the end of all this?
The little brownie
comforting
doctor.
Mrs. Stockington.
Yeah, he's still there?
Oh yeah,
Still.
the word he called the wardens to the house too to like clean up
Yeah.
the murder and
Oh,
everything,
right.
and he couldn't get away. Like there's no way he could have
Yeah.
gotten away. Mrs. Stockington has a grip like iron.
He's now her adopted son, essentially.
I mean, he's a respectful, interested party. There were jokes in the chat about Mrs. Stockington. Are you trying to seduce me? I don't think Sandir is that kind of guy. JJ, how dare you? Jordan wants to know, what was your favorite part about being in the story? About being in this part of the RPG?
Oh, man.
Frank is like, what are words?
I would definitely have to say the overarching story that was there. Like when we came into game 1, I was like, oh, okay, this will last like maybe like a game or 2. And then we'll move on to something else. No, like the vast like complex story that there was and who we were dealing with and the ins and outs and mysteries. Like, oh my gosh,
Cool.
that was awesome. I loved it. I
Good.
absolutely loved it.
Frank?
I'm the type of person that when watching like a really intense TV show, I like fall in love with characters and like throw things when bad things happen to them. like I get real attached to stories because it's the best.
Yes.
So this,
That's why we chose you for this.
This is a story. I'm real attached to it.
Like when it ends, you feel depressed actually. for the
Yeah.
game.
Like I'm not depressed. Like I'm satisfied.
Oh, wow.
A lot happened to these characters, and I was real worried about a lot of them, and didn't want bad
Yeah,
things to
man.
happen to these characters.
You were so
'cause they're
heroic
these things.
in this game. I mean, you've been heroic in the past, but like you've also been smart. You've played very smart.
Yeah, but also like Owen was like getting hurt.
Yeah. If Owen had gotten hit like one more time at that level, she would have gotten knocked out.
Yeah.
I was
She would've
worried.
been.
I was like, oh,
You were
man.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing all of the
Like we're rolling negatives and everything. I don't know if you guys could really see, but like a lot of like Allie's rolls just like pluses, just pluses everywhere,
Man, yeah.
which
Amy,
is fate.
what do you
which is
think?
fate.
I just really liked being a character who was a bit of a wild card, where it was like, maybe I will do this, or maybe I'll do that, or I'll just
Yeah.
follow what I think, and then at the very end being like, because I got so attached to my friends having to do what's right as opposed to what I want.
Yeah, I remember in the beginning too. We even asked you. We were like, "Okay, so these are your best friends?" And you were like, "I tolerate them. We're not close."
I mean, Tippin, yes, because we're like,
Right. Yeah.
we live together, and he's probably my best friend because he just is fun to be with, and he gets the things that I want to talk about. But yeah, like Emmy and I, we've just known each other a really long time.
Yeah.
I also think Tippin's moral code is
Yeah,
closer to
it's
your
closer to
moral
mine,
code
yeah.
than
Oh,
Yeah,
so
like.
much
than
closer.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the autonet when it comes to the moral code.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So good. Good.
Here's the real question though.
What?
Where's Conrad?
Oh God.
Conrad.
Conrad Clean Paws.
Conrad Clean Paws.
Where's he at?
He left the garden.
He's out and about.
Yeah.
Is it like a Planet of the Apes situation where he's just making more and more raccoons that can
Oh
talk?
gosh. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll know.
We teleport like 5,000 years in the future.
And it's all raccoons.
It's just all raccoons. He's like, get your hands off me, you damn dirty raccoons.
We'll maybe someday we'll find out what happened to Conrad. But know that he left and he's happy.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
In the chat, we
Yeah.
missed it because it rolled.
What did it
but
say?
There was a question of, will this be continuing?
Oh my gosh! I'm making it sound like it's over.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, this isn't done.
Totally my fault. No, the adventures of Warda Curiosities will continue next week in a brand new episode with a brand new guest player next week. Get excited about that. It's not over here. This is just the end of this story arc. So we're gonna move on to other
Let's
things.
solve the mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was season 1.
Yeah.
Season
that was
one.
Season 1, season 2, we got renewed by HBO.
Yeah. So Breathe Deep, friends. We'll be back next week with a brand new adventure and a brand new guest. And we'll see who will be at the table next week. I will leave that up in the air for you. But in the meantime, feel free to email us, welcome-to-warda@gmail.com, if you have questions, comments, concerns, headcanon, fan fiction, fan art, whatever you like. We'd love to hear from you. And we'd love to see you join the Patreon to help us finance bigger and better adventures and more fun stuff to do on the live stream. Definitely check out the podcast. Subscribe if you haven't on iTunes already or whatever podcasting app you particularly choose. And if you're in the chat, you've seen what we do, you probably like it, you've probably been back several times. If you're new to Warda, hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us for this very intense game.
For the end.
But check out make sure to subscribe to the podcast.
Well,
And if you can, please, please, please leave us a review on iTunes. I know some of you have already done that and they just haven't popped up yet. We really appreciate that. The more reviews we get on iTunes, the more people will find it in their search results, and the better the podcast will do for new traffic to bring more people into Warda. When the future Warda recordings are going public. So the way the podcast is working is each of the live stream episodes we divide up into 3 parts, and each of those parts is a podcast chapter. So last week we had chapters 1, 2, and 3, which is episode 1. This week we're having chapters 4, 5, and 6, which is episode 2, and so on down the line. So we'll have 3 chapters per week to cover each episode, moving forward until we're caught up, and then we'll probably drop down to once a week. With other fiction and fun stuff and new adventures on the way. So gradually the podcast will catch up over the next 2 months. We have a couple of weeks coming up before we're actually caught up to where we are now. And then we'll probably drop down to once a week. But for people who haven't checked this out, the podcast is a great way to get them involved. It's a good thing to listen to on a commute or on the treadmill or however you want to do it. So that's all for now. Thank you so much for staying with us as we plunged through this terribly dangerous adventure, and for sticking around till the end, because I know you all wanted to know what was going on. We'll see you guys next week. Tune in next week, same time, same channel, same everything, except with new guests and new civilizations. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.